Adrian Clark, very similar question about Borough to what I just asked you about Southampton in terms of league position and whether you're surprised or not. Do you look at Borough at this moment in time? Are they a team that have really surpassed expectations so far this year?
My expectations, yes. I don't know what the feeling was here, but yeah, I felt that they were a team that could challenge for the playoffs, but I wouldn't have expected them to be in the hunt for a top two finish. So no, I think they're doing very, very well indeed, and they've coped well, haven't they, with the departure of Rob Edwards and the shake-up behind the scenes. So I think there's a lot to like about Middlesbrough, but as Kim Helberg touched on there, they need more firepower. They need to be much more clinical.
Well, let's see how they get on. It's Middlesbrough against Southampton on Talksport 2. Your commentary team, the former Arsenal winger Adrian Clark, alongside Talksport's Mark Wilson.
Yeah, you joined us here, Alfie. We're just about to have a minute's silence for all the Borough fans that have passed away over the last 12 months. Here, and the players just on the edge of the centre circle. Racking up 532 appearances and was the paying tribute to former Borough players as well who've passed away over the festive period. So a minute's silence then ahead of the game here at the Riverside.
Our thoughts are with his family and friends.
Yeah, tribute there to all those who have lost their lives associated with this club and the former player Gordon Jones. Right, no game for Ipswich today. It's fallen foul of the weather. Leaders Coventry beaten at Birmingham live on Talksport 2. So the door opens for Borough not only to leap into the top two, but to close the gap on the leaders as well. How will they get on? Well, they're without a win in the last four. They've not scored in the last four. Saul Bryn is in goal. It's Ayling, a debut for Adilson Malanda, Target and Bangura at the back. Hackney and Morris holding with Silvera and Whittaker behind Bergsorg and Conway, who've got one goal in their last 40 games between them. For Southampton, well, they're struggling as well. No win in 5. They made a couple of changes today, but they go with Bazunu in goal, Howard Bellis Wood, the former Borough youngster, and Kwasi in defence. Fellows, Yanda, Downs and Manning across the middle. Finn Azaz, a former Borough player, started the year at the Borough. He's with Leo Cienza just behind Adam Armstrong, who leads the line. It's the all red with the white band across the chest of the Borough. It's the yellow and blue of Southampton. Both desperate for a win here at the Riverside. But for Borough, they could really kickstart their promotion campaign. We're underway at the Riverside. It's chilly, but thankfully, Adrian Clark, the game is on and the pitch looks pretty good.
Yeah, conditions seem absolutely fine. I mean, the car park outside was sort of covered in a light frosting of snow, wasn't it? But the pitch, playing surface, terrific.
Yeah, and there's an early crossing in the box here for Southampton, who are going to get a chance, and the ball just ran away there, and it was almost an opportunity. Cienza it was who was in the box, but good work down the right-hand side there. It was Tom Fellows who's put the cross in, and I think there, Alex Bangura's a lucky boy, because he did have a pull, didn't he, on the Southampton player's shirt?
Should really have got a yellow card for that. That was a real blatant pull of the shirt from Bangura. A really promising start from Tom Fellows to come back into the side at right wing back. It's not his natural position, but you know, it is one way to get him into this team, and I do think that his supply line down the right is very important for the Saints. He puts quality ammunition into the box, and that wasn't a bad ball in for Cienza.
No, it wasn't. If it had fallen a little bit more kindly, then it would have been an early chance for Southampton, who have scored in every away game. That's some achievement at this stage of the season. Here's Fellows again. He's got him behind Bangura again. Bangura looks just to get back in front of Fellows. Edge of the penalty area, right side, cuts onto his left foot. Is he going to unleash a shot? No, square it to the edge of the area. Chance to get the ball out of their feet. Here's Downs, got a player behind him. Ball turned over. They win it back, Southampton. They'll play it in down the right-hand side. Chance to drive a cross in, and it's going to go out. It was Harwood Bellis with the attempted cross, and it comes off a Borough defender. What a start from Southampton.
Oh, they're on it, aren't they? They look so much sharper down the home side, and there's a player gone down already inside the box. Is that Bangura?
I think he looked like he was labouring to get back, didn't he?
I think he's got an issue here. I think he must have, because he's had a disastrous start to the match where they've raided down his side, Bangura, over and over again, even though we're in a couple of minutes into this game. Finn Azaz, who's playing as that right-sided number 10, has been really influential. He played in Harwood Bellis, didn't he, on the overlap there, and the centre-half got forward and put the ball in and won the corner. But you do worry now.
Well, I'm looking at his reaction. He's got his head in his hands. He's laying on the ground. He's barely moving. This is a young fella that's been missing for a long time. Been out for a long time. And you're hoping it's a strain rather than anything else. But he just looked to be labouring as he tracked back, didn't he?
Yeah, I can assume it's like some kind of muscle issue here for Bangura. Like you say, one of several players that have come in from the cold under Kim Hellberg. I was really impressed by that. He sort of made sure it was a fresh start for all concerned. I think he deliberately brought some players back in that hadn't featured much previously, and that created competition within the squad, and no doubt gave others fresh energy. So it'd be a real shame for him to have to come off here. I can't see him staying on.
Well, he tore his Achilles tendon. That kept him out for a year. Then he got a hamstring injury at the start of the year that kept him out until quite a way into the season. Now, I've got to be honest, looking at him, hopefully it's a strained muscle rather than anything else, but you can tell the physios are quite worried about him here, and he's still laying down on the ground. The Borough have got a couple of subs warming up, so they're going to have a bit of a reshuffle here, because I'm with you, Adrian. I cannot see him carrying on from this.
No, he just doesn't look right. Dale Fry is back, isn't he? And he is available, so what they could do is bring him on and move Matt Targett to left back. That would be the obvious change to me. But is Dale Fry fit and ready enough to last what would effectively be a full 90?
Yeah.
So he's been out a while as well, hasn't he? So big decision this for Kim Hellberg.
Yeah, it's one of those saying, well, he's fit enough, he's on the bench, but if he was fit enough to start, surely he would have started, wouldn't he?
Well, I would have thought so.
Yeah, but you're right, he's not played in a couple of weeks, Dale Fry.
Well, yeah, he's had various spells out, hasn't he, this season? I don't think he's been right for a while.
Well, he's played once. He played on Boxing Days. That was his first appearance since the 8th of November. Now, Bangura is coming off here. He's trudging off very slowly. He's got a physio either side of him. So we are going to see an enforced change. Only had a minute or so on the clock here, and looks like Bangura's afternoon is off. And maybe taking quite a while, because they're trying to get someone warmed up, stripped and ready to come on. Middlesbrough are going to have to defend a corner here.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's a very strange start to the match. They just haven't got going. Haven't strung any passes together yet, have they, Middlesbrough? It's been all Southampton, and now, of course, they have to make that change. Who's it going to be, I wonder?
Well, Bangura is heading off. There's still no sign of a Borough replacement. I'm sure they're down in the depths. He's going straight down the tunnel, Bangura. Yeah, so he goes off.
They've made one accurate pass.
Yeah, and they're having to make a change. The corner is whipped in. Now it's cleared away, and Borough might break here. 10-man Borough on the break, driving forward here. Conway it was who was bundled over. Borough retained possession. Couple of tackles go flying in, but Conway gets it back. Wide on the left. 4 or 5 red shirts in front of him. Plays a nice pass, finds Luke Ayling. Ayling 30 yards out, 25 yards out. Shot deflected. It'll go wide for a Borough corner. So Borough turn defence into attack. On the counter, they've got a break.
Well, I like the look of this game. Very attack-minded from both sides in the early stages. Southampton looking for the front foot start, and then the first opportunity Borough have to raid forward. They fly forward at speed, don't they?
Yeah, Alan Brown it is coming on, so maybe you're right about Dale Fry. They don't feel it worth the risk. It's going to be Brown who will come on, and there's going to be another reshuffle here. The experienced Alan Brown on loan from Sunderland. He will come on. So they've got a corner here, the Borough, and a start to the game. 6 minutes on the clock, but we've barely seen any action. But both sides, in the time we have had the ball on the field, have been getting forward. Corner for Middlesbrough then. Can they get off to a dream start? Not scored in 4. Here they go, whip one in near post. Good header away from Adam Armstrong. Hackney will head it down edge of the box, and now Southampton looking to press. That's a misplaced pass, and fortunately Silvera was quick enough to react there because Leo Cienza was advancing forward. Crossfield ball is looking for Conway, headed back. Great header back there by Finn Azaz, calmly back to his goalkeeper, and they will have it at the back.
Yeah, he's getting booed, isn't he, Finn Azaz? Not sure why, really. I know that he did ever so well for Middlesbrough. Probably got offered a much better deal to go to Southampton. Ultimately, I think the club sold him, didn't they? So he's a good player, and he's had a good start to the game. He's looked after the ball very nicely in these early exchanges. Finn Azaz, he's a class player.
Yeah, here's Hackney going forward again, over halfway from Middlesbrough, who are attacking all in red away to our left-hand side. They're down the right-hand side now. Can they find a cross? They drill one in, but it's blocked, and out for a second Borough corner in the opening exchanges.
End-to-end stuff. I was looking at some of the numbers ahead of kick-off. These two sides are two of the most patient teams in the division. You know, they keep the ball more than anybody else. They have more possession. Lots of slow build-up play, but it's been the opposite here. Very direct football. Yeah, short corner. Morris will have it. Edge of the penalty area down the Borough right. 0-0 if you've just joined us here. Chance for a shot maybe from distance. They'll get the ball away to Ayling. Ayling does well to swing away from a defender. Little drop of the shoulder. Then he feeds it wide on the right. First time ball delivered to the far post. Whittaker will chest it down. Here's Bergzorg. Around the 18-yard box finds Whittaker. Whittaker tries to feed a ball into the area, and it's cleared out of the 6-yard box. Southampton. And the ball skids away out on the near side, and Borough will keep it in. Borough attacking here brightly, chasing down a spot in the top 2. Little give and go. Morris shot deflected across the face of goal, and it'll be picked up by Brown. Here's Target. Incessant pressure from the Borough. They have it left hand side of the box. Here's Bergzorg now, looking to go onto his right foot. Is he going to shoot? No, he'll lay it back. Ball didn't sit up kindly in the end. Target volleys it, then it falls to Silvera. Well, he's not scored this year, Sammy Silvera, and that might give us an indication why. He slices it wide, 0-0, but a good start from Borough. Oh yeah, it was there to be hit, wasn't it, for Silvera? It sat up nicely for him, but that was a great period of sustained pressure from Middlesbrough. You know, that's the difference. There's so much more attacking under Kim Helberg than they were previously, and there's a real intensity and a desire to score goals, even if they found those hard to come by of late. I'll tell you what, there was a great chance in that spell of pressure for Whittaker on the angle, corner of the 6-yard box. Could he just put his laces through it and drive it towards goal? He went for the intricate pass, and it was blocked off inside that 6-yard box, a crowded box. Yeah. But yeah, that was a good opportunity for Borough. It was still 0-0. First goal of the afternoon kickoffs has come at Ashton-gate. Bristol City 0, Preston 1. Lewis Dobbin with a goal. Preston in the mix for the playoffs, and they get off to a good start at Bristol City. As the ball at the back here, Ayling did well. His touch was good. The pass was risky, and Aidan Morris has got him out of trouble. And Browner looks like he's playing at right back. He's now advancing down that far touchline side. He'll get over halfway. Feeds it away now here. Forward goes Hackney again. Looks for the give and go with Whittaker. Whittaker, though, opted to go back wide. Now Hackney gets it. Midway inside the Southampton half, but good defending there from Josh Kwasi. Gets the ball away, and Armstrong can't control it on halfway, and Middlesbrough should get it back again. Yeah, Malander nice and calm there on debut. Yeah, not an ideal situation for him to come into, a disruptive back four early on in the match, but his temperament seems calm. But yeah, this has been a really good start to the game, very open. And based on the evidence of what we've seen, we should have a lot of chances. Yeah, I was going to say, if we aren't going to get any goals, it's going to be a good 0-0. Here forward comes Fellows now, down the right side for Southampton. Looks to feed it in towards the penalty spot area. Shot comes in from Cienza, and it bounces off a couple of Borough bodies, and in the end, Saul Bryn will clear his lines up towards Conway, who's involved in a bit of wrestling on halfway. Borough will bring it down. Here now is Bergzorg, wide on the left, just invited the challenge. Challenge comes in, goes out for a throw-in, and much to the annoyance of Bergzorg, it'll be a throw-in for Southampton. 11 nearly on the clock, live on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson with Adrian Clark, where it's Borough 0, Southampton 0. Yeah, really enjoying it. It looks like Bergzorg's just drifted to the left side. Whittaker playing narrowly off the right. More of a number 10 maybe at times, with Conway definitely the number 9 leading the line down the middle for Borough. here this afternoon. It's a very fluid attack, isn't it? They will interchange at times.
Yeah, they will. There's a ball played forward again, looking to get fellows in down the channel. Goes to ground, wanted a free kick. He's not going to get one. It's behind for a goal kick to Middlesbrough. Some late cancellations in the Championship today, including that very late one at the MKM Stadium where Hull-Watford was postponed literally minutes before kick-off. I'm sure there'll be some ramifications to that. I know Sheffield United were unhappy their game was called off early on, but it was called off early on for good reason, really, trying to stop people travelling.
Yeah, I get that completely. I just don't understand how it can be called off 18 minutes before kick-off, when the players are warming up. I mean, surely it's not, not got that any colder yet because it's not dark, I don't know. Surely they could have made that decision a bit earlier. The Watford fans have travelled a long way for nothing.
Yeah, they have indeed. Here come, it's Azaz, hence the boos from the Borough fans. They're not happy as the ball now works its way in field to Flynn Downs. He looks to get the ball out wide. It's wide on the Southampton right. Manning puts a cross in. It's flicked away. It'll fall on the volley, and it's an acrobatic effort. And Bryn was at full stretch. And thankfully for Middlesbrough and Bryn, it's gone just wide of the target. It was Armstrong who had a volley at it, and it's just wide, still 0-0.
Wow, that was close. Really close. Ball comes in from Manning from the left. And it then just sits up for Armstrong, doesn't it? Left-footed, and he takes a little poke at it, and it's always spinning away from goal. Unfortunately, it's a whisker away from finding the postage stamp right in the top corner, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the closest we've come.
Yeah, I think we've got another stop. We're going to get another stoppage in play here because there's a Southampton player gone down, but he's clutching his back. So the referee said play on, and Borough are attacking here. And Downs went in, I think, with the intent of giving away a free kick, but he actually come away with the ball. So Southampton now are playing on. It's Quasi, I think, goes down over on the far side. He went up for an aerial challenge. Well, he's got a knee in the back or something. Now the referee will stop the play with Southampton in possession in their own half and says, let's have a look at the situation here. He did go down and he was yelping a little bit over on that far side.
Yeah, he's trying to get himself up there. He's not moving brilliantly, that is for sure, Quasi. It's that time of year, isn't it, where you're going to see a lot of injuries. There's so much football played. Yeah, he goes up for the ball. It's just the way he lands. He lands really awkwardly on his back. He goes up, I think, with Silvera for the challenge, and he just loses control mid-air. And it was quite a nasty little landing, but he's up on his feet and we're back up and running. We are back up and running. 14 on the clock, live on Talksport 2. Second of a double helping of EFL action, given that cracker earlier on as Birmingham beat Coventry 3-2. Here's Azaz over halfway for Southampton. Well, both sides are all out attack at the moment. When they get the ball, they're attacking. No nonsense stuff here, but it is still goalless. All the goals as they're going around the grounds with dance today. Adrian was up at Ellen Road where it ended Leeds 1, Manchester United 1 in the lunchtime kickoff in the Premier League. Here 0-0. Just a lull in play as Zaz tried to hook the ball round the corner. He turns over possession on the edge of the box, and Leo Cienza was sniffing around but didn't get it, and trouble there for Ayling. That was like one of those practice drills when you're under pressure in like a 10-yard game, but he did well, didn't he? Well, they've all done well there to manoeuvre the ball outside of their penalty box under what I would describe as extreme pressure. Yeah, here now is Hackney down the right. He's towards the edge of the penalty area. He just had to check up the run and wait for support to arrive. But Borough once again are flooding the red shirts forward. Here's Target. Much more at ease you feel in that left back role now, Target. And here we'll get it and go back to the new boy. And that is Malanda. He gets it away on this near side. And a chance for Bergzorg, level with the edge of the Southampton box, left-hand side. Now works it onto his right foot, as is his wont to do. But as he does that, he then goes back on the left. He earns a corner off fellows. But surely there, Adrian Clark, if he's going to work on his right, he's got to put it in the box, hasn't he? Yeah, I would have thought so. It opened up nicely for him to do that. But, when you go on the outside, Mark, you always got a great chance of winning a corner, at worst. And he was up against Fellows there, and I think he fancied it, because he knows Fellows wants to be going the other way. He's looked pretty lively, hasn't he, down the left-hand side, Bergsorg, in the early stage. I know he's not prolific, but he looks sharp.
He does. Corner whipped in towards the far post. There's a Borough head on it, and that was Brown. Actually took it away from Conway, who keeps it in over on the far side. He puts the ball into the box, into a dangerous area, and it's headed away by Harwood Bellis. But Borough are asking the questions, and they're pushing for the opening goal here. 0-0. The pass from Silvera to Ayling just forces him wide, but he's got time to regather. Now he wanders forward here. He's looking for a pass. Now he whips in a great cross into the 6-yard box, and Armstrong, the Southampton striker, is there to hook it behind his own goal for a corner kick. That was a wonderful ball in.
Oh, it was a peach, wasn't it, from Luke Ayling. He's got his arms up saying, where are you? Someone needs to be getting it on the end of this. Both the players in the box sort of head towards the middle of the goal or the near post. And yeah, there's no one there really at the far stick to turn it in.
Another Borough corner, again whipped in towards the far post, headed away again by Southampton over on the far side. That time it was Wood, the former Borough youngster, had a handful of appearances here before leaving to path his career elsewhere. 0-0 here, Borough have it live on Talksport 2. Whittaker looking to get the ball back, but Southampton have done well. And now they look to launch a counter, and there's a ball over the top for Armstrong. Brings come a mile out of his goal, and then just karate kicks it high in the air. Should be brought down by Harwood Bellis, who had a bit of time there. Maybe needed a call from his teammate.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's literally coming out of the clouds, wasn't it, that one? So not an easy one, is it? It's one where he could have been embarrassed at had he tried to bring that down. But yeah, this is good stuff from Middlesbrough. They do, just as Target plays a woeful pass into the box. But I've been impressed with them. I think the shape of the team looks good. He's changed it today to very much more of a 4-2-3-1 here. With you got the two orthodox midfielders in Morris and Hackney, with Whittaker playing centrally as a 10. It's got a nice balance to it, and they're certainly pinning Southampton in.
Yeah, that's a nice ball forward from Melander. It'll fall for Whittaker, just couldn't quite control it on the edge of the box, and he now watches as Fellows is under pressure, and that's really good hunting there from both Whittaker and Conway. Conway might not score his goals, but he doesn't half work hard for the team.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think he's a really good player. He just needs to find that clinical edge that he had at times at Bristol City.
Yeah, here now is a chance. Whittaker at the edge of the area. He was chopped down right on the edge, down the left-hand side of the box. It's about 16 yards out from the goal line. It's going to be a free kick for Middlesbrough. And, well, Whittaker's trying to get it moved further in field, but the referee's having none of it.
Of course he isn't. But yeah, Whittaker picks it up, and he knocks it past the defender, and he is taken out there. It is just outside the box. Yeah, he can't claim a pen there, I'm afraid. No. But this is in a good position. I mean, there's a little meeting going on. Three of them round it. Hackney or Whittaker, they're the two stars of this team. They're over the ball.
Would you be shooting here? It's right on the apex of the penalty area, isn't it?
It's going to be a cross, hasn't it? I think. Yeah, I'd go for a left foot outswing. Oh,
well, they're going to move it back to Hackney. It whips in a shot, but it's just always curling wide. I think Bazunu at full stretch had it covered. He knew where his post was. It was a nice idea, though. Caught Southampton by surprise. Just moved the angle of attack, but Hackney's effort just wide of the target, still 0-0.
Caught us by surprise, didn't it? Really nice set piece. The angle wasn't right for the shot initially, but he passes it about 5 or 6 yards infield. It's set, isn't it, from Morris, and then it is within shooting range. That was a really smart idea, and it had the goalkeeper interested, didn't it? It was just always bending in towards that far post. In the end, just wide.
Bazunu is now playing risky, and they've given it away. Wood has given it away, and here now is Aidan Morris. If he looks up, he's got a runner into the edge of the area. Is it Silvera? Silvera goes past one, then he's bundled over, but it was just body weight on body weight, and I think the defender Quasi's done a really good job for Southampton to clear the danger.
Phenomenal defending there from Quasi, because it opened up. The pitch completely opened up. Morris intercepts the ball, and Silvera is in acres of space, and he times the pass beautifully to him. But in that 1v1, Silvera didn't back himself, did he? Didn't really go at him with any great conviction. He looked at the size of Quasi, I think, and thought, uh-oh, I don't know if I can get around him, and he didn't get around him.
Yeah, we mentioned before the lack of goals. He had that shot earlier on, it lacked conviction as Fellows has run it out of play. It's a throw-in for Borough. There's been goals elsewhere. Brentford in front at Everton. Igor Thiago with a goal. Everton 0, Brentford 1, and Newcastle lead Palace 1-0. Anthony Gordon with a goal. Huddersfield 1 up at home to Exeter. Marcus Harness. Here come Middlesbrough on the attack again. It just won't fall for them in the box. And I think we've seen here in the opening 21 minutes what Borough's problem is. They get the ball forward, they attack with intent, they just don't seem to get on the end of it. But here, Conway must score, and he's headed it wide. He would have been offside anyway. Right on point. Tommy Conway has a chance and he doesn't hit the target.
Yeah, just as you were saying, what they lack. Tommy Conway misses, almost an open goal. Yes, he was offside, so it wouldn't have counted.
He's still got to hit the target though.
Oh yeah, it's a really good ball in. I tell you what as well, that is by the narrowest of margins. He allows the ball to bounce, and then it bounces up to an area where it's a bit low to head it, it's a bit high to volley it. He's caught between two stools there, and yeah, he knocked it wide in the end. But no, you're right. The build-up play from Borough is outstanding.
It is, and they might get another chance here. Bergzorg on the end of a pass into the penalty area, moves it across goal again. He tries to go on the outside. Really good defending. Ball cleared away. Harwood Bellis out on the near side for a throw-in, but Borough asking all the questions here. 0-0 on Talksport 2. But if intent is anything to go by, we're in for plenty more chances.
Yeah, they're clinging on here, Southampton. Yeah, this is excellent from Middlesbrough.
Here's Hackney, skips past one, into the edge of the area, drops onto his right foot, goes for the shot, takes the deflection, takes it wide, and it's yet another Middlesbrough corner. Huddersfield 1, Exeter 1. Reece Cole equalises just a couple of minutes after Harness put Huddersfield in front, and Plymouth lead. Brendan Galloway lead Burton by a 1-0.
Brilliant little nutmeg here from Hayden Hackney inside the box. Then he chops in, and it's Downs, his fellow midfielder, that makes the block, and it spins behind for a corner. But when he's on the ball, Hayden Hackney, it just feels like something's going to happen for them.
Corner. Borough have got 3 red shirts on the edge of the 6-yard box. Ball is whipped in towards that area. It's headed away. Morris was unsure whether to go and try and volley it. He hung back, and he made the right decision because he's got the ball. Here's Conway now. Conway, little drop of the shoulder, out muscled, but the ball goes out for another corner. Or did it? No, says the official on the far side. I thought it did do, but good work from Kwasi again.
Yeah, no, I think that went out. Yeah, they're knocking on the door here, aren't they? They're struggling to create a chance.
Well, here is another opportunity. Conway does well. Side foots it across goal. Hackney arriving. Play on. He wanted a penalty, but referee's having none of it. Borough's still got it back. Here's the ball now to Whittaker. He's got a chance to shoot, and he does, but it's always rising, and it's high and wide away from target. Borough fans not happy. They thought Hackney should have had a penalty. I don't think there were too many complaints from Borough. It's still 0-0.
No way that's a pen. But I'll tell you what, as the ball comes back out to Whittaker, he's got time and space to pick his spot. He really has, and no one really gets out to him quick enough. And I expect him to bend it here. He's teed up nicely. I expect him to curl that into the far top corner. Instead, he goes for the laces strike, and it's a wild one from his standards. He's got a really strong left foot, Morgan Whittaker, but that was not a good shot from him. It's shot number 7 already, but tellingly, none on target.
Yeah, Bazunu's not had enough to do, as he's watched a couple curl pass, but nothing yet on target. But exciting stuff here. Borough, remember, no game for Ipswich there, game called off at Fratton Park, and Coventry, the leaders, beaten live on Talksport 2 this lunchtime at Birmingham City. Much needed win for them. Ball works its way wide, and Manning fancied the challenge in the air with Silvera, beats him in the air, but Borough have it back with Ayling. And here's Hackney again, always looking on the half turn to go forward. Borough over halfway, attacking the goal away to our left. 0-0, but plenty of good attacking intent. Ball played over the top. Kwasi once again is across. Silvera does well to keep it in play. Right hand side for the Borough. Bergsorg and Conway waiting in the middle for a cross. Here's Whittaker again. Well, he looked like he was bundled over from behind there. Referee's having none of it. And now Southampton will look to break, and the break is on. It's 5-on-4 here, and it's Finn Azaz who's leading the charge. Tries to find Armstrong. Armstrong back to Azaz. He's got fellows with him. Azaz is going to hit one. It deflects a cross goal, and it's hooked away at the far post by Alan Brown. And Manning gets it back for Southampton. Have had to do a lot of defending. Here they come again, looking to hit them on the break. Manning, penalty area, left-hand side. Cross comes in, loops up in the air. It'll be kept in by Fellows down the right-hand side. He's looking for support. He'll find it with Harwood Bellis. Then Fellows uses him as a decoy, tries to feed it down the right-hand side of the penalty area. Middlesbrough get it back, and Conway, for some reason, seemed intent on passing it backwards when his route to away from danger was maybe the other way. But a bit of hesitation there from Wood. There's a bit of all-in wrestling on the floor. They're both holding each other down, and eventually Wood has been penalised holding down Bergsorg. Well, that was 3 falls and a submission, Adrian Clark.
Look, I know nothing about wrestling, but that was definitely a wrestling manoeuvre from Wood. He had to give a foul there. He had to. Brilliant pressing, wasn't it, from Bergsorg?
It was.
They do that really well now. They were quite passive under Rob Edwards, but not anymore.
No, and here they go again with Brown. Looks to curl one in. Harwood Bellis will head it away. The three at the back for Southampton are earning their money so far this afternoon because they're being pushed incessantly. Brown gave away the ball, wins it back. Oh, lovely back heel Silvera. Play on Middlesbrough. Inside the half, they're trying to get Silvera away. He's onside. Conway in the middle. Ball drilled across goal. Too close to Bergsorg. He does the business and collects at the near post for Southampton.
He's got to do better than that. He's got time and space. They pick out the hole quite superbly, Middlesbrough, and Silvera's got time to pick out 2 or 3 red shirts in the box. He just drills it straight at the goalkeeper, Bazzuno. That's slack. That really is from Silvera.
Derby 0, Wrexham 1. Sam Smith with a goal. 25 minutes in. Bradford lead at Blackpool. Aidan Baldwin with a goal. And Cardiff, Callum Chambers has put them in front at home against Wigan.
I saw Wrexham win 3 on the trot over Christmas. I watched all 3 of their games. Good form.
They're flying, aren't they, at the minute? And here now is Leo Cienza. Gets the ball away. Works it out wide on the left-hand side. And the ball with Southampton. 27 on the clock. It's flown by here to the Riverside. Still 0-0. But Middlesbrough knocking on the door. What can the visitors do at the other end as Azaz tried to feed Armstrong? And now the ball, they've given away a silly free kick there, Southampton, and that relieves the pressure. It's interesting, when we look at the stats, and you look at Armstrong, he's got 11 goals, Finn Azaz has got 6 goals, but they've dried up, and that, ball given away. Here's Azaz, he's going to get a chance, 25 yards out. Horrible play from Borough. Give it to their former man, 25 yards out from goal, and he pulls his shot well wide, still 0-0.
Yeah, look, Southampton are one of the best pressing teams in the division. And you've got to be very, very careful. And this was so slack from Morris. Really slack. He's a good player, Morris. And it's a lackadaisical crossfield pass straight to Azaz. And really, he should do a little bit better. He cuts it out. He's got all the time in the world, and he drags the shot 3 or 4 yards wide in the end. Yeah, it's a let-off for Borough.
It is. I guess the point I was trying to make is that Armstrong and Azaz have just had a bit of a dry patch, and definitely. That's maybe why Southampton have just dried up as well. Yeah.
Look, Armstrong's the main man. He gets on the end of most of their chances, doesn't he? I was looking at the big chances. So he's had 19 big chances this season, Armstrong. He's scored 8. Conway's had 15 big chances and scored 2 of them. So that's he's converting those chances that you really need to be scoring. That Armstrong, for example, does a lot better than Conway, but as you rightly point out, of late, not so much from Armstrong.
No. Well, ball given away by Middlesbrough. We were talking off air before we came on air about maybe what a Patrick Bamford would have done in this Borough side. If you put a decent striker in this team, they create enough chances.
I think they have a field day, and that's why they've got to go in for one. Yeah. Because whether it's a loan or a signing, if I'm a striker that wants Championship football, A, I want to come to a top team. B, I want to come to an attacking team.
Yeah.
And C, I want to come to a team that's really struggling in the centre forward position. Someone can get themselves 10 goals second half of the season in this team. They really can, because they're front foot.
Yeah. Blackburn 0, Charlton 1. Charlie Kelman with a goal for Charlton, who've been struggling a bit in the last couple of months. Borough have got a cheap throw in here. Quasi gave the ball away, and they'll get it back inside Southampton's half. Middlesbrough 0, Southampton 0. Mark Wilson, the former Arsenal man, Adrian Clark. And the ball now here with Whittaker. Borough feed it forward. Bergzorg on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Does well to hold it up. Finds Silvera. He finds Whittaker, who goes past his man. Then he's just pulled back, but carries on his run. Gets to the byline. Tries to stand up the cross. It's behind for a corner. Well played Whittaker there. He didn't go down easily, and he wins a corner for his side. He's
just got really good balance, hasn't he? He's tall, but when he's got the ball at his feet, he goes past players. And he can go both ways. We know that he is predominantly left-footed, but there he goes on the outside, and as I said earlier, you go on the outside, often you'll win a corner.
Well, they've had plenty of them. Here the ball whipped in, and Armstrong again is the first to clear it away. Ball headed back into the mix. Ayling's offside, but Howard Bellis played it anyway. Here now is Morris, edge of the area. Nice little passage of play there. Can they deliver across? They do, looking for Brown. It comes off a defender, and it's into the arms of Bazunu. And Southampton, you just feel they're leading a bit of a charmed life at the moment at 0-0.
Oh, not half. Yeah, it's all Borough. We're not exaggerating here. Yeah, they've had the odd counter-attack, but it's incessant pressure, and that's really good play down the right. Hackney gets in, puts it into a great zone, actually. I think it's Yanda, the midfielder, who's back to tidy up, and that's a good piece of pressing as well from Borough. They're getting after Southampton here. I know we've had no goals, but it's been such a watchable match.
Yeah, it has. You wouldn't know that this Borough side haven't scored in 4 games. Here now is Hackney, gets it off Morris. He'll feed it here. Chance for the Borough. And again, Whittaker, if anything, just trying to be a little bit too precise on that occasion when maybe he did need to get the shot away. And quickly taken free kick for Southampton, who sprint forward. They're playing on the break. Here's Fellows, wide on the right. Looks up, Armstrong and Azaz making their way forward. Fellows cuts in. 25 yards out from goal. Finds Armstrong, who finds Harwood Bellis. He will get it away to Azaz. Again, the boos ring around the riverside for him. He'd love to score here today. He loses out. That'll be a goal kick. Or will it? No, it's a corner kick.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a corner. Instantly, yes, Azaz is getting pelters, isn't he? I don't think he's too perturbed by it. I think he's been the bright spark, actually, for the visitors. Every time they've come and countered, it's come through him, hasn't he, on that right of centre, number 10 role. Wearing 10, of course, Azaz.
He carries the ball well, doesn't he?
Beautifully, yeah. I mean, when Azaz and Whittaker were in the same team, you wonder how Middlesbrough maybe didn't go up, to be perfectly honest. 2 really good players for those positions.
Well, corner now for Southampton. The Riverside just quietens a moment. They know this is a big moment. They've got to hang on here. It's 0-0, 12 to go to the break, but there'll be quite a bit of added on time after that early injury to Bangura. Ball whipped in towards the 6-yard box. It's cleared away. Good header by the home side, and Cienza goes all the way back to Bazunu, who's all in a purple goalkeeping strip. Good flick on Quasi. That will find Azaz, edge of the area, works under his right foot, shoots low, and Bryn almost caught out there in the end, got back and parried the ball, but there was nobody following it up. But a warning shot from Southampton, still goalless.
Yeah, he just went for the early shot, didn't he? It didn't have a lot of power, but it was very precise from Finn Azaz. It was a little flick on from Quasi. He's free on the left side of the box, drops a shoulder, and he just whips it in towards that far stick, and the goalkeeper in the end pushes it out.
Well, they've given it away again. Here now is Azaz into the area, tried to find Armstrong. He's going to fall here. Big chance for Southampton, and the ball cleared away by Malanda after Downs' effort was going goal bound, but it was cleared away off the 6-yard box. Chance for Southampton.
Oh, that's a shocker from Flynn Downs, because the ball could not fall more kindly. Finn Azaz down the left. It's half cleared to the edge of the box. He's got all the time in the world, and he goes for a very precise shot. It's low, and there's a lot of bodies in the way, and Malanda, to his credit, on debut, clears it off the line. But I think with the goalie out of position there, he's got to score.
I think if he lifts it off the floor, he does score. Here though, Borough going the other way. It's like a game of basketball at the moment, one end to the other. Ball turned over, and Finn Azaz has got it back for Southampton. Feeds Fellows, still 0-0 here. More Life Championship football coming tomorrow night. Leicester West Brom live on Talksport 2. Joe Shannon with Courtney Sweetman-Kurt. They were together at Birmingham today, so an absolute cracker. They'll be teaming up tomorrow night on Talksport 2. And then don't forget, the midweek Premier League fixtures are all on the Talksport network, so you're going to really need the Talksport app if you want to listen to them all. It's free and available in all the usual places. Here goes Azaz again. Why, when he gets the ball, does nobody seem to be anywhere near him in a red shirt? Here's Fellows now, his cross is blocked. Might well keep possession here though, but Finn Azaz at the moment for Southampton is the star man.
Big time, yeah. He's just pulling into a lovely pocket in between, sort of behind the central midfield unit of Borough, and none of the back four want to come out and engage with him. One of Melander or Target has to.
Here come the visitors down there, left-hand side. Crossfield ball to Harwood Bellis into the box. Lovely layoff here for Fellows. Shoots. Good save. Bryn down low to his left. Gets a good hand on it and puts it behind for a corner.
Yeah, they do carry a threat, Southampton, even though they've been put under a lot of pressure in this first half. You know, they carry a real goal threat. He does well, doesn't he, Harwood Bellis? Just shifts it wide to Fellows. And I'm not sure if it was going in or not. It might have been hitting the post here, but the keeper wasn't to know. He just tips it behind for a corner. So open. I mean, neither defence is at all comfortable, are they?
No. Cienza will take the corner. 0-0 if you just joined us. Closing stages of the first half here. Southampton players lined up on the penalty spot in. They come rushing in. Quasi tried to get up. Ball headed away. Finazaz will head it back in. Borough get it away. It'll fall to Quasi. Won't sit down. Falls to Armstrong. His snapshot half volley is cleared away. And look at this now. Whittaker racing away. Forward here. Face Bergzorg. Bergzorg goes past one and then he's muscled over by Manning. But the referee said that Manning got the ball and Bazunu gets on. And guess what? We're going right back up the other end.
Yeah, it's to and fro. But yeah, that one clearance puts Bergzorg in, doesn't it? He's on his toes and he runs the left channel. I think from Manning's point of view, that is great desire. And this is a left back, and he's sprinted into the right back position to put off Bergzorg there, and ultimately to stop that counter attack. Really good defensive desire there from Ryan Manning.
Here is Whittaker. 0-0 here. We mentioned all those Premier League games. West Ham Forest, what a big game that is. Tuesday night, it's live and exclusive on Talksport. Only place you'll hear it on national radio. Here is Hayden Hackney down by the corner flag. Borough attacking away to the left, looking to get the opening goal here that I think on the balance of play they deserve, but Southampton have had a few nice breaks themselves.
Yeah, look, I think it could either be 2-1 to Borough at this point. What I will say is that the only goalkeeper that's been tested is Sol Bryn.
Yeah.
You know, he's had to make 2 saves, 8 shots from the home side, none on target. You know, ultimately the final decision from the Borough forwards has been quite poor.
Yeah, it has indeed. Ball into the edge of the Southampton box, miscontrolled though by Southampton. It'll fall here this time. The shot comes in, takes a deflection, and Whittaker's effort is inches over the top, and it's behind for yet another Middlesbrough corner.
Now that is unlucky. Yeah, he gets his knee over the ball on this occasion. They win it high. It's a great piece of pressing from Morris. Then it's set back and it just takes a nick off Wood, who's standing in the middle of the box. That might have been going in from Whittaker. It just hits the defender. Doesn't know where it's going to end up, and it ends up going behind for a corner.
Which is whipped in. Again, it's headed away. It'll fall here for Morris, who slices it. Well, that might actually turn up to be a good pass, because Conway's kept it in far side. He went for the miracle shot. And here he is now, Morris, edge of the penalty area, looking to drive in towards the edge of the D. Oh, he's done well, and then he slipped, but he's still retained possession. That's really good play, good tenacity. There's a ball now with Conway, feeds it infield. They're looking to try and work a shooting opportunity. Hackney loops up the cross. It's too deep, and it's over the top. Goals going in. Charlie Kelman put Charlton in front of Blackburn. He got a second, but then Moussa Baraji's got one back. Blackburn 1, Charlton 2. Delayed kick-off at Craven Cottage. A not good start for Liverpool. Harry Wilson has Fulham in front by a goal to nil. Derby 1, Wrexham 1. Ben Brereton has got the equaliser for Derby. And Millwall, Mihailo Ivanovic has put them in front against Swansea. So those are all the goals as we have them. None here yet, but Adrian Clark, I'm scratching my head wondering why.
I know. It's been such a fun match to watch. Neither defence is looking stable at all. But you know, both sets of forwards can't find the right decision or final pass or the right type of finish at the moment.
No, here is Whittaker driving again into the box. Good defending, Harwood Bellis. Trying to stop the ball going out, tried to play it off Whittaker, then played it off his own man inadvertently, and Southampton are penned in the corner, and they're going to actually earn a throw, and they've done well out of a tight spot there, and it is still 0-0, but You just feel for Middlesbrough. They just need one to go in off someone's backside or knee one in or whatever. They just need something, don't they?
Yeah, deflected goal or something. Because between both boxes, they are terrific. They knock the ball around. They make it look pretty easy. They get the forwards onto the ball in lovely areas. But yeah, just in and around the box, they seem to just tighten up a little bit, don't they? It must be so frustrating for the supporters.
Yeah, ball given away, and belatedly Aidan Morris gets a free kick. Or Southampton have played on thinking they were getting a free kick because Morris just put his hand on the ball there, and now everyone surrounds the referee to protest.
Me too, but yeah, it's all in vain, boys. They got a free kick here, Middlesbrough, and they'll get the big guns forward for it. Now, let's see if they can muster something here.
It's quite a way out, isn't it? 35 yards.
Oh, it's not shot territory.
Oh, no,
this has to be a cross.
Yeah.
See what pressing has been. You feel like both teams are pressing really effectively. I think if there's to be a breakthrough, I can see it being from a turnover. We've already had a lot of chances from those situations.
Yeah, 41 gone. 0-0 here at the Riverside. Here's a free kick whipped in. Beautiful free kick, and it's headed over the top by Brown. I think the referee might have given a free kick anyway, but that's another good delivery. There's been two or three really good crosses in, but Borough not quite getting that finishing touch on them.
No, they're not. Yeah, that was put into a lovely area. Bazunu couldn't even think about coming out and getting this. And yeah, it just comes off the top of the head, doesn't it, and misses the target. Yeah, look, I think for Kim Helberg, he's got to look beyond the fact that they're not scoring, and he's got to look at the overall performance. And I think he should, by and large, be pleased. Obviously, there's been a few shaky moments at the back, particularly when playing out. But they're playing well.
Well, here's Azaz, and he plays it to Fellows, is in on goal, and he's lifted it over the top. Oh, he's 12 yards out. If he hits the target, surely he scores there. Another turnover. Azaz puts it on a plate for Tom Fellows, and he's blazed it over the bar. It's still 0-0.
Dear, oh dear. Again, it's Azaz. What a pass. Completely opens up the Borough defence, and it's a one-on-one for Fellows. And just the technique of the strike is awful. He's leaning back. He loses his balance. It's not even just a little bit over the bar. It's way over the crossbar, and it's not a difficult finish. You just go low and hard. I was watching both sets of players in the warm-up shooting practice, and they barely miss one. And then you do it for real, and they tighten up big time. It's this could easily be 3-2.
Yeah, it could be, and that is the best chance by a distance. As the ball played across, Fellows heads it away from his own goal here. Matt Target, the Newcastle-only, gets it back. That was a bit of a poor challenge from Armstrong there. The referee might have a word with him here. That was on the new boy Malanda, but he's played on the referee. Tried to play advantage. It hasn't quite worked out, but it was a good call from the official. Ball cleared away. Ayling will retreat back in his own half. It'll just beat him over the sideline. Borough get a throw in. Still 0-0.
Yeah, he's looked all right, hasn't he, Malanda? I mean, in general, they've looked a bit shaky playing out from the back, but he looks pretty composed. He's not fazed by this.
Yeah, he's not looked out of play. They've got high hopes for him. They think they've got a decent player. Here now come the Borough again attacking forward. There are 6-7 red shirts within 25 yards of the goal. Whittaker trying to weave his way through some pretty heavy traffic from the yellow and blue shirts. Gets it away to Silvera. Hackney goes to help him out. Hackney had a bit of time maybe to turn. Now he does turn. Puts the cross in. It's deflected. Bazunu at the near post keeps it in. And that will be play on for Southampton.
Very attacking, aren't they, Borough? In terms of like Hackney, he's one of two midfielders, but he spent half of this first half on the right wing, hasn't he? Really, it's just Morris that sort of has to sit there and patrol in front of the back four, and I think that's why Azaz has had a bit of joy, because he's one side of Morris and Cienza's the other, and he's a little bit outnumbered, the Borough defensive midfielder.
Yeah, here's Quasi at the back. Remember, 5 changes for Southampton today. Huddersfield back in front. Radulovic with a goal. Huddersfield 2, Exeter 1. 0-0 here. Here's Fellows. That chance will be hot on his mind as Downs has it here. Another one, a great chance for him. So they've had 2 genuine opportunities, Southampton, where they should have scored at least one.
No, definitely. And they really look dangerous every time they do come on the front foot. I'm convinced we'll get goals here today.
Well, here's a chance now. Yander into the edge of the area, left-hand side, lays it out wide. Could be an opportunity to cross here. Armstrong waits at the far post. It flicks off a Borough head, and it's over Armstrong, who I think he's just going to try and watch this out for a throw-in because he's not got anyone anywhere near him. It's the throw-in right on the corner flag, down the Southampton right down the far end of the ground. Decent number have made it up from Southampton today, actually, in fairness. 4 minutes added on time here. At the end of the first half, it's still 0-0.
Yeah, that's a heck of a trip, isn't it?
Yeah.
From Southampton, goodness me. Yeah, only a handful of empty seats in their section.
Yeah, good effort. There's the ball going to be launched in. And I think Kwasi's just clapping his hands together, I think, to warm them up. It is quite a chilly day here. And he's got to go through the light dusting of snow and then launch in a long throw. Is it going to be a Route 1 way into the goal-scoring stakes for Southampton? Taking an eternity to take it. Here he goes now, in towards the near post. After all that, it wasn't worth the effort. That was like watching a fast bowler running from the boundary and then he bowls a pretty medium pacer. Yeah.
That was not that long throw, was it, after the big build-up?
No, it wasn't. Here, the ball back with Southampton. We're into the 4 added on minutes. We've had 90 seconds of them. You're live on Talksport 2. Fellows does well to find Azaz. Those two have linked up well. Here's Azaz now. He gets forward, 25 yards out, looks for the give and go. Gets it back edge of the box, didn't quite sit down for him. Plays it across. It almost fell for Armstrong as Ayling tried to dribble his way out of his own penalty area. And Borough have done well to get it forward. Now they're going to look to launch a counter. Conway tried to invite Howard Bellis into him to give himself a bit more time to maybe flick it round the corner, but Conway once again does well to hold up play for Middlesbrough, but they've turned it over on the far side, and Manning leapt in there. He thought he should have had a free kick, and I'm inclined to say he might have had half a shout there, but it's out for a throw into Borough.
Yeah, that appeal fell on deaf ears, didn't it? Neither official was interested.
Yeah, the ball played forward. Howard Bellis heads it away. There's a swarm of seagulls. Where have they all come from?
I was just going to say, what's going on here? There's about, I don't know, how many are there? 30,
there's a lot of them.
There's about 30 or 40 seagulls just swarming all over the pitch at the moment. It's an odd one.
Don't open your packed lunch, Clarky. You might come and nick it.
Exactly. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that before.
No, there's been one flying around the whole game, but now there's dozens of them. Here comes Southampton.
Well, maybe that one seagull told them what a good game it was.
Yeah, maybe it did. Yeah. Here Southampton have it. Remember, they've scored in every single away game this season. 21 goals in the league and another 4 in the cup on their travels as well. Half-time starting to come in around the country. I'm sure Alfie will take you through all those at half-time. Ball played forward for Armstrong. Melander comes across, just rolls it back to his goalkeeper Bryn, whose touch wasn't good, but then the Cruyff turn was majestic. It's a big cheer, the goalkeeper. You know, his target plays it off Fellows and the ball away. So for all the brilliant play of Middlesbrough and the efforts on goal, they've yet to test out Bangura, but at the other end we saw Downs have a shot cleared off the 6-yard line when really the goal was at his mercy, and then the Fellows effort one-on-one when he blasted it over the bar. 2 big chances for Saints.
Massive chances, yeah, and they're the only team that's had a couple of shots on target as well. 10 shots apiece, but the XG for Saints 0.7, for Borough 0.26.
Well, that is half-time, and there's a pretty good response, or a mixed response actually, from the home fans. They were very, very good early on. They did have the misfortune of losing Bangura to injury early on in the piece. Alan Brown came on, and Borough did attack with real intent, had a host of corners, but never really created anything too much. We saw Whittaker blast one over, and then curl one just wide of the far post. Hackney's cleverly worked free kick was curled, but again, just wide of the far post. Up the the other end. 2 big chances came on the break. Ball from the right hand side fell beautifully for the midfielder Flynn Downs, advancing into the penalty area, trying to side foot it between the keeper and the defender. Defender cleared it 6 yards out from goal. And then the best chance of the match, former Borough man Finn Azaz played in Tom Fellows in on goal, 1-on-1, and he blasted it over the top. There's attacking intent aplenty, but sadly no goals at the Riverside at half time. It's Middlesbrough 0, Southampton 0.
Mark Wilson, Adrian Clark, thank you very much. Clarkey, as Mark's just said, no goals, but not short on entertainment.
Oh, no, it's been really good fun. You might look at the stats and say, oh, just 2 shots on target or none from Borough and say, well, they've been poor. But they haven't been poor. I think both teams going forward have looked very, very menacing from the sort of halfway line onwards. It's just whenever they get into the actual danger zone itself, that's where they keep sort of having a little bit of a head loss and make rash decisions. With a little bit more calmness from both teams, this could be 2 apiece, it could be 3-2, it could be anything really. It is incredibly open, it's fun to watch, and I'm optimistic that we'll get goals in the second half, but both sets of players have got to stay calmer in those moments that matter.
Well, arguably then Borough the better side, but as we keep saying, and Borough fans, apologies here for keep mentioning it, but it is the story for them at the moment, Clarkey, lacking goals, the finishing. Yeah, I mean, in fairness, Conway had 1 chance, but he was offside, so it wouldn't have counted. So the actual striker hasn't had many, but I'm looking at Whittaker, Silvera, Bergzorg, Hackney. These guys have all had the ball in and around the box on numerous occasions and just made the wrong choice, or their technique has let them down at key moments. So yeah, there is a problem. I mean, they're a well-coached team. I would say they're quite a risky team, as in they're very adventurous. They'll commit bodies forward, and that is leaving the back door open for Southampton. But I like the attitude of Middlesbrough under Kim Helberg. But he'll be thinking, do I need to bring in some new players here that can actually come up with the end product that our football deserves? Well, he's going to get sick of having to answer about the lack of goals if they don't score in this game, isn't he? And I suppose, despite a lot of the good stuff from Borough, it is Southampton that have had the best chance. Fellows, that chance towards the end of the half, a glorious opportunity. Oh yeah, he's got to score. Yeah, it's a 1-on-1. He's just got to go low and hard. Like, if he goes low and hard and the keeper saves it, fair play. But what he does, his technique just falls apart at the moment that mattered. He leans back and he gets it way over the crossbar in the end. I expect more from Fellows. Fellows is one of the best crossers in the Championship. There's no reason why he can't finish those chances off. It came from a Finn Azaz pass, and for me, Finn Azaz has been head and shoulders the best player for Southampton, finding space in between the lines and causing massive headaches for the Borough defence on his return to the Riverside. He's ignoring the boos, and he's looking very, very good here this afternoon. Maybe it'll be Azaz that ultimately maybe punishes Borough here. Well, Clarkey, you go get yourself a cup of tea. We'll be back with you and Mark at the Riverside shortly for the second half of that game. Middlesbrough 0, Southampton 0 is the scoreline here at halftime on Talksport 2. We'll have a quick break, and up next we'll get all of the halftime classifieds across the football pyramid. This is EFL Game Day Live on Talksport 2.
The unstoppable force of live football. Brilliant goal! EFL Live on Talksport 2.
Will this year bring more trade wars or trade deals? Will revolutions be abroad or in the workplace? The future is uncertain, but the facts shouldn't be. For trusted reporting and in-depth analysis, start your year with a special offer from the Times and Sunday Times of £1 for 4 months. Get all the latest breaking news and subscriber benefits from Times Plus. Visit thetimes.com now for your discounted digital subscription. 18 plus new customers only, T's and C's apply.
Thinking about goals this time of year? Like saving money or buying a new car? Well, right now you can save £3,750 on the all-electric Mini Countryman with the electric car grant. Yep, 2 goals in one and you get more space, more adventure, more Mini than ever. I feel a cheeky little smile coming on. Start living the big life for less and save £3,750 with the electric car grant. Visit mini.co.uk/grant. Grant available for specifications up to £42,000. T's and C's apply.
On day 3 of leftovers for lunch, Have a day off. Switch it up with a double cheeseburger for $2.49 on the McDonald's Saver menu.
Leftovers left the chat.
Talk about saver satisfaction. Served from 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Fees apply to delivery orders, subject to availability.
With over 50 years' experience, at Fidelity, we believe there's a difference between investing and being invested. Investing is having access to guidance, tools, and expert insights. Being invested means feeling confident about your future. Investing is choosing from a wealth of investment options. Being invested means focusing on your long-term goals. For ISAs, pensions, or advice, be truly invested with Fidelity. Go to fidelity.co.uk. Your capital is at risk. Terms apply.
Browse safer with NordVPN. Block malware, avoid phishing, and stop annoying online trackers. Get the best deal at nordvpn.com.
Unfold a world of on-the-go entertainment with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. The massive 8-inch main screen means you'll see the bigger picture as every exciting moment unfolds. Share every highlight and keep the whole family entertained wherever you go. Buy yours now and claim £300 cashback, conveniently available to spend in your Samsung wallet. Purchase before January 29th from a participating retailer. Claim on the Samsung website within 30 days of purchase. T's and C's apply.
As you can hear from my voice, I'm in a state of high exhilaration. Yes, I am positively beside myself. The reason that I can barely contain my enthusiasm is the IKEA winter sale. 4 weeks of incredible bargains. The inexpressible thrill of finding precisely the right thing at the right price. Sale now on IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Coming soon, live coverage of the FA Cup.
This is why we love the FA Cup!
The jubilant highs and the spirit-crushing lows.
Oh my goodness, how did he miss that?
Don't miss a nanosecond of the FA Cup on Talksport and Talksport 2.
Feel the power and the glory. It's goal time.
And he scored, it's a brilliant goal!
Fired up and raring to go. EFL Live on Talksport 2.
This is game day. Halftime classifieds.
This is EFL Game Day Live here on Talksport 2. Great to have your company. I'm Alfie Reynolds, and what a Sunday of football we are having and have had so far. We'll be back to the Riverside very, very shortly as we rejoin Mark Wilson and Adrian Clark for the second half there. But let's get the halftime classifieds starting in the Premier League.
Premier League.
In the 12:30 live on TalkSport earlier on today, it finished Leeds United 1, Manchester United 1. In the 3 o'clock kickoffs, it's Everton 0, Brentford 1, Newcastle United 0, Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Sunderland 0, and Fulham Liverpool have a couple of minutes to go until half-time. That 3 p.m. kickoff delayed. It's currently Fulham 1, Liverpool 0. Manchester City against Chelsea is the 5:30.
Sky Bet Championship.
Into the second tier, our 12 p.m. game here on Talksport 2 finished Birmingham City 3, Coventry City 2. In the other midday kickoff, QPR beat Sheffield Wednesday 3-0. Sheffield United, Oxford United was postponed. In the 3 o'clocks, it's Blackburn Rovers 1, Charlton Athletic 2, Bristol City 0, Preston North End 1, Derby County 1, Wrexham 1, Hull City against Watford was postponed. It's Middlesbrough 0, Southampton 0. Back to the Riverside shortly. Millwall 1, Swansea City 0, Norwich City 0, Stoke City 0, and Portsmouth against Ipswich was postponed.
Sky Bet League 1.
Bolton Wanderers 0, Northampton Town 0, Lincoln City 5, Peterborough 2. Those were both early kickoffs. That was how those games finished. In the 3 p.m s, the half-times, Blackpool 0, Bradford City 1, Cardiff City 1, Wigan Athletic 0, Doncaster Rovers against Luton Town was postponed. It's Huddersfield Town 2, Exeter City 1, Plymouth Argyle 1, Burton Albion 0, Port Vale Barnsley was postponed, as was Rotherham United, Mansfield Town and Stevenage Leyton Orient. It's Reading 0, Stockport County 0, and Wycombe Wanderers 1, AFC Wimbledon 0.
Sky Bet League 2.
In League 2, loads of games were postponed, so no 3 o'clock kickoffs, just 2 matches that took place earlier on today. It finished Cheltenham Town 3, Crawley Town 0, and Milton Keynes Dons 2, Chesterfield 2. Well, let's get some reaction from that game I mentioned in the Premier League. Leeds 1, Manchester United 1 was how it finished. And Ruben Amorim, the Manchester United manager, speaking after the game, discussed his future at the club.
I came here to be the manager of Manchester United, not to be the coach of Manchester United. And that is clear. I know that my name is not Tuchel, is not Conte, is not Mourinho, but I'm the manager of Manchester United. And it's going to be like this for 18 months, or when the board decided to change. So that was my point. I want to finish with that. I'm not going to quit. I will do my job until other guy is coming here to replace me.
Well, it feels like tension is rising behind the scenes at Manchester United. Ruben Amorim talking before the game about transfers. He's just made those comments after a 1-1 draw at Elland Road. Back at the Riverside, Adrian Clark was listening into that. Clarky, what's going on here? Are we getting towards the end of the Ruben Amorim tenure at Manchester United?
Well, it feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He says he's not going to quit, and I don't blame him for that. But yeah, the wording's interesting. I came here to be the manager of Manchester United, not to be the coach of Manchester United. So he clearly feels that he's been lied to. Maybe the role has changed. That he initially came in to manage not just the team, but to have a big say in recruitment. My understanding of it would be, from the outside looking in, would be that maybe they've taken a bit of responsibility away from him in terms of how he builds his own squad, and that must be very, very frustrating for him. I can only assume he's gone and said, I want this player, and they've said, well, that's not your job.
And I think it's important that this is happening, Clarky, when United have had a dip in form again, haven't they? They had that period under Amorim where we wondered whether, results were improving, had they turned a corner. But a draw against Leeds, I appreciate Elland Road, not an easy place to go, but a draw at home against Wolves, it's been a tough few days for them.
It hasn't been great, but then you look at the players he's got to work with and you think, well, actually, he's a bit hamstrung. The bench was full of kids, wasn't it, in this particular game? He was forced into playing 6 defenders and 2 defensive midfielders. I don't think that's what Amorim wants to do. So I think there's a power struggle going on here where he's saying, come on, we need more, we need some bodies. I don't think it's a coincidence that this outburst has happened in January, where obviously the business, if there is any, has to be done. So he wants reinforcements. The club are clearly taking some of that responsibility away from him, and he has kicked off and said, look, I came here to be the manager, not the coach, and that won't change. So in his head, he's the manager, not just the coach. And if they want to change it, that's up to the club. So yeah, look, he's stirred the hornet's nest here, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, he absolutely has. And as you say, the sounds he's making suggests, or you feel like, things aren't too rosy, certainly don't seem rosy behind the scenes. We shall wait and see. We will keep you across it. Obviously a big story. Ruben Amorim and Manchester United will keep you across it, across the Talksport network and online at talksport.com. Our focus here, though, on Talksport 2 as your home of the EFL is the Championship. Middlesbrough 0, Southampton 0, the half-time score. I'm going to hand you back to our commentary team of Adrian Clark alongside Talksport's Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Alfie. Subs are just finishing their warm-ups at half-time here, where the night is closing in. It's chilly, but hopes are high we'll get goals in the second half. Plenty of attacking intent, not much quality finishing from both sides, who haven't won in their last 4 and 5 games respectively. Will Borough dig out a win? Can they get a goal to get the win? Well, we'll find out We're waiting to see if there've been any further changes at half-time. So certainly doing an extensive warm-up. Adrian Clark, we'll start off with Borough. What will Kim Hellberger said to his side, do you feel, at half-time?
What's he said to his team? I think he would have had to have looked at the structure of the team and said, look, on the break, when play breaks down, we've got to be a little bit more compact. Now, it feels to me that Hellberg is a very attack-minded coach, so maybe that wouldn't have taken up a lot of time in the chat. But I think they need to get tighter to Finn Azaz for sure, otherwise their former player will hurt them in this second half. I mean, I don't know what else he can say other than, come on boys, when we get in that final third, let's just be a little bit calmer and relax and make better decisions.
Yeah, well, we are out for the second half. No changes from either side. So Saul Bryn starts in the Borough goal. A rejiggled back four. Alan Brown is at right back. We've got Luke Ayling, Addison Malanda and Matt Target across the back. Hackney and Morris holding, with Whittaker and Silvera providing width as Bergsorg and Conway lead the line. For Southampton, Bazunu in goal. Howard Belliswood and Quasi the back three, as they are just playing it out, that back three, and almost invited a challenge right in front of goal, but they've done well. Manning will turn away. It's Fellows, Hianda, Downs and Manning, the midfield four, with Azaz and Cienza getting up alongside Adam Armstrong, who's had a couple of half chances, but missed with a snapshot half volley that went just wide early on in the game, and then had a shot blocked thereafter. So Borough attacking in their red strip from left to right. Here's Luke Ayling, playing almost as a midfielder here, looking for the give and go. Gets it away to Whittaker. He finds Hackney 30 yards out from goal. Finds Whittaker, a bit of space here. Tried to slide it through for Conway. Bounces back nicely. Morris will get it edge of the area. Finds Whittaker. Whittaker gets it away to Silvera. Right hand side of the penalty area. Early chance for Borough here. Drop of the shoulder. Tries to drive it in. Manning defends it well. It's behind for a corner.
Yeah, good start to the second period from the home team. Back on it with their foot down on the pedal. She had another corner. We've had plenty of these, haven't we, in the game? They've got into the wide areas 1v1 on numerous occasions here this afternoon. This is corner number 9 for Middlesbrough. Quite remarkable, really.
Not created a lot from them. Can they do so here? Hackney's delivery near post, and it comes off a Borough man, and it's gone behind, and you have to say that was another pretty ordinary set piece.
Wasn't great, was it? No, delivery needs to be better from Hackney. They haven't scored a stack of goals from set pieces this season, Borough. But look, the fact that they're getting into the wide areas and crossing and forcing Southampton to concede corners is a positive, of course it is, but yeah, they need to find a little bit better quality here.
Yeah, Wrexham back in front at Derby. Matty James with a goal. Wrexham 2-1 up there. That's the first goal of the second half. We'll keep you up to date with those, and Alfie will run you through the full times later on as well. Live on Talksport 2. More championship action tomorrow. Leicester West Bromwich Albion live and exclusive on Talksport 2, and then, well, Tuesday we've got an absolute cracker for you on the Talksport network. Huge game, massive game in the Premier League, as West Ham entertain Nottingham Forest. That is massive, given the results at the weekend, Adrian. That is, well, can't stress it enough how important it is. We'll come back to that in a minute, because Southampton are trying to break here. Fellow skips away from one. He's 25 yards out. He'll feed it now to Cienza. Back to the edge of the area to Azaz. Little drop of the shoulder gets him away. Passes in front of goal. Big chance. Great block. Well, that is an outstanding bit of defending from the debutant Adilson Malanda. He's thrown himself in front of the shot, and somehow he's got it behind for a corner.
Oh, well, that is game-changing from Malanda. Adam Armstrong is presented with a gilt-edged opportunity here. The shot from Azaz is blocked, and it falls so kindly to Adam Armstrong, and from nowhere Malanda sticks out a leg. He dives in. That is a brilliant block. Absolutely magnificent. It's a goal, isn't it?
Yeah. Southampton thought they'd score. Adam Armstrong, when he kicked that, thought that was going in. Malanda clears it away. Corner for Southampton. Danger not done yet. 0-0 at the Riverside. Live on Talksport 2. All going to be swinging towards the penalty spot. The yellow and blue shirts arrive. It'll fall to Azaz. Gets it out wide to Manning. It's under a bit of pressure here, Southampton. They might have to go backwards to retain possession. Manning does well to avoid Silvera, plays it forward, and again Azaz finds a pass, this time for Downs. Downs works it wide on the right. Southampton looking to whip across in. There's the new boy again, Malanda, to clear it away. Bergsorg's trying to be a nuisance on halfway, but Southampton will retain possession. The back pass to Bazunu, and Southampton's good little spell of pressure comes to an end, and then Targett with a beautiful header back to his keeper, Sol Bryn. And whereas we were just going back to that West Ham Forest game, if West Ham lose, is Nuno under pressure again?
Yeah, big time. Yeah. There's a sense, isn't there, that fans aren't really taken to him. He's a good manager, though, isn't he? You look at his body of work. There's more positives than failures. I think you've got to look at the personnel there, really, and ask yourselves, are they good enough to stay up? Are they good enough to catch Forest? Not sure that they are, but it will be a test of character and nerve, won't it?
It will.
Because for both teams, it is a huge pressure game with a capital P.
Certainly is. All of the Premier League games across the midweek, they're all live on the Talksport network. So you need that Talksport app, free and available in all the usual places. Click on the live games icon and it takes you to every game we've got that you can listen to on the app. And that includes all of our EFL action as well. Ball on halfway. Middlesbrough have it. We've had 5 minutes second half. It's still 0-0, but still plenty of attacking intent. And still chances coming at both ends of the field. Hackney outnumbered, outmuscled, loses possession. As tried to win it back for Southampton, then he loses out and Ayling will play it out. And Borough looking to attack from deep inside their own half. Here is the new boy again. Nice pass from Malanda. He gets it away now. Whittaker into the Southampton half. Feeds it wide to Silvera. Silvera looks up. There are 4 red shirts. It wasn't the best cross. Not really any conviction, but it is deflected behind for yet another Borough corner.
Yeah, I think if anyone's going to come off here, it might be Silvera.
Yeah.
He's got into so many good positions, and then he's doubted himself in those key moments, and he's just not been decisive enough. You've either got to go early there or take your player on and whip it in. He did nothing there. He just hit it straight at the defender. But it's another corner.
It is. This time it's going to be Hackney who will take it. And he's going to whip the ball in near post, and it's turned behind by Ayling. It needs a bit more. They've either been too deep, the corners, or too far in front of the near post. There's nothing quite in the middle.
No, really bad deliveries from Hackney. He's a good technician, but it's really disappointing. Although Ayling sort of got on the end of it, he couldn't score from there. He was way ahead of the near post. I prefer in-swingers. I always think they're more dangerous.
Yeah. Or it could do with borrowing your Arsenal set-piece coach. Just have him for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but look, the set-piece coach is nothing if Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka keep scuffing their deliveries, is he?
Exactly.
So it's about practice.
It is. Here is Silvera. Now a chance to be positive. Drives forward. And again, maybe just dwell on it. You can feel the frustration growing because Silvera is a player. He's good, he's quick, he's skillful. He just seems a little bit hesitant this afternoon. Conway's touch was a poor one, and it's cleared forward. Armstrong is going to give chase and almost caught in possession, Malanda, but did well again. It's ironic, isn't it? There's been probably 3 big moments for Silvera. The one where he blasted the shot wide of the target, then the one where he didn't have the shot, and then that one was a bit hesitant on the cross, and the one the fans will forgive him for is the one that he blasted over the top.
Yeah.
Here you go, Borough, target into the box, drives it in towards goal. Conway was arriving, deflects, ricochets all the way into the hands of Bazunu. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, there's not massive options for the manager, is there, in terms of attacking players on the bench for Middlesbrough?
Well, Nipan and Hansen can come on and add a little bit extra, can't they? But yeah, they are missing a few.
They're missing a few, yeah.
Here now is Bergzorg. He's given himself a bit of time and space down the left. Ayling waits in the middle with Conway. Whittaker in there, and the cross is blocked. Well, Southampton probably feel the safest thing to do at the moment is put it behind for a corner, because Bazunu's not having anything to do from them. They've taken it short this time. Ball on the far side of the field. It'll work to target. 25 yards out. Slides it through. Great pass. Big chance. Goal! Middlesbrough finally have their goal. And it's Morgan Whittaker who side foots it past Bazunu. Beautiful pass from target. And Whittaker does the rest. Middlesbrough 1, Southampton 0.
Well, that is a brilliant training ground routine from Middlesbrough. They've been missing a trick all game. They should have been taking short corners all along. At the 10th time of asking from a corner, they finally make something happen. And it's a brilliant pass, isn't it? That splits the defence from Matt Targett. The ball's fed to Targett on the edge of the box, and no one picks up Whittaker, who is offside. But there's no VAR, so the goal counts. It's a wonderful through ball. He pierces the back line, just Targett, with that pass, and he just strokes it in, Whittaker. But I tell you what, if that's in the Premier League, it's getting chalked off.
Well, we had one earlier, didn't we? Tommy Conway was in a goal. We thought he might have been onside. The flag went up, but that one, I'm with you. You're going to need a pretty thick line on VAR to keep that one onside. But hey, he's finished it. He did what was asked of him. Maybe Bazunu could have done a little bit better. It's gone straight through the goalkeeper, but they've scored.
Yeah, no, it's a calm finish. We've been talking about the players being cool in those moments that mattered, and he finally was there, Morgan Whittaker. I mean, it's such sloppy defending from the short corner, because he's the danger man and he just wanders unopposed into the box. And credit Targett, because he's on the edge and he sees the run, he sees it nice and early, and it's perfectly played. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced he's offside there. He sticks it through the keeper's legs, and Borough are up to second as we stand. Yeah. And this could be a massive win for them.
It could be. Brentford have doubled their lead at not Goodison. Hill Dickinson 2-0. Brentford lead. Nathan Collins with the goal. And Swansea have equalised at Millwall. Ben Cabango with the goal. Millwall 1, Swansea 1. Not too many goals around the games. Quite a few of the games called off, including that game at Hull, called off 18 minutes before kick-off. I guess the big news today is that Ruben Amorim comment. I'm not going to quit, but I came here to be the manager. There's trouble a-brewing at Old Trafford.
There is, for sure. Yeah, it's a bit like Chelsea, isn't it? Both those clubs have sort of been riddled with stories and a little bit of unrest in recent times.
Well, they go to Burnley on Wednesday night. It's live and exclusive on Talksport. Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and the former Watford captain Troy Deeney. And then they've got Brighton in the Cup next week. I mean, dare you say it, if they lose to Brighton? Here's Bazunu playing harem-scarum in his own penalty area, but did it well, and Southampton play their way out of trouble. 1-0. The Borough lead here, 11 gone in the second half, and well, that opens up the game beautifully. And now Southampton are chasing an equaliser. Fellow sprinting forward, but Malanda just casually sauntered across and pokes it out for a throw-in.
He's been excellent, Malanda. He's been composed. He come up trumps with that big block in a huge intervention early in the second half. His passing's been good, and there he anticipated where the danger was and tied it up nicely. On United and Chelsea, it's basically managers v owners, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's managers not liking the way that they're largely American ownership, the structure behind the scenes. Power struggles are plenty.
Yeah, there are. Big business now, isn't it? The Premier League. And now the ball with Southampton, who are trying to get back into the Premier League, as are Middlesbrough. But as Adrian just pointed out, with Ipswich not playing today, Borough could go back in the top two, but they might be about to get pegged back as Fellows got in down the right-hand side. He was closing in on goal. It was a tight angle as he played the cross in. It bounced off a Borough defender and hit him and went behind for a goal kick.
You can't believe he hasn't got a corner here, Tom Fellows. It's a brilliant pass played around the corner. And Targett gets back, in fairness, very, very quickly. And I think he's just a little bit stronger than Fellows. Doesn't get full control of that ball. And yeah, in the end, I think they made the right call.
Yeah, Borough coming forward again. Whittaker's pass just didn't find Silvera. Downs beat him to it. Azazo is beaten. Now the break is on. Here goes Bergzorg forward for Borough. He's got Hackney with him in support. He's got Conway on his outside shoulder. Bergzorg to Conway. Hits it first time. It bounces off a defender. They just lost their way a little bit there, Middlesbrough.
Bergzorg's got to play Conway in. He maybe didn't trust him. I'm not sure, but that was on for the 2v1. Great turnover, because Azaz has been very, very good for Southampton, but on this occasion Aidan Morris crunches into a 50-50 with him, and from that turnover they've got Southampton on the ropes, but Bergzorg really was a little bit indecisive there.
Yeah, he certainly was. He was here earlier in the year late last year for Talksport when Middlesbrough beat Sheffield United by a goal to nil. Bergzorn came on at the end. He had 3 chances on the break, missed them all. He just looks a player lacking confidence at the moment. 1-0 Middlesbrough lead though. Morgan Whittaker with his 7th goal of the season. And that means that Borough, as we stand, will be in the top 2 and within 6 points of leaders Coventry.
Yeah, they can definitely dare to dream, Borough fans, this season. They're in with a shot.
If you're Steve Gibson, are you sat in the director's box thinking, I need to go buy a centre forward?
I think it'll be a good investment. As long as you get the right one.
Yeah, that's it. Here comes a free kick for Southampton. Keeper comes Bryn. Oh, did he get any of it? Southampton players will carry on. Ball headed back into the mix. Woods beaten to it, and across goes Morris. He goes down. Referee says play on, and in fairness to Morris, he bounced straight back up as Borough win it back. And now they look to go forward again, and that will be a free kick because Whittaker is chopped down. And well, I would have thought that might have been a yellow card, but the referee opting to keep the card in the pocket.
Yeah, he's been quite generous there. The referee, he was stopped in his tracks. It was a really good, powerful run from Morgan Whittaker, who's obviously taken a lot of confidence from that goal. He's been their talisman, hasn't he? Leading scorer this season. Is that 9, I think, for the campaign, isn't it?
We are getting a substitution here, and it is going to be Cameron Bragg who will come on. So first change for Southampton comes on the hour mark, and Cameron Bragg, he will replace Casper Yandu. If we're honest, hasn't had that greater impact on the game so far.
Well, we've barely mentioned his name, have we? Yeah, I think he struggled a little bit, but it is like for like. It's not a tactical tweak, really, from the manager.
Ball over the top. Silvera's touch is great. He's in on goal. Big chance, and he's scored! Sammy Silvera finishes with aplomb. The first touch made it. It's a ball over the top. Look at the celebrations in midfield from the pass. It was exquisite, but Silvera still had a lot to do. Takes it on the instep and didn't hesitate. Fires past Bazunu. Borough 2, Southampton 0.
Wow, the crowd here have gone absolutely berserk. Finally, Silvera delivers when he's got a great chance to score, and it is a good finish. He gets it right in the end. The manager stuck with him, could easily have taken him off, but the pass from Luke Ayling is a thing of beauty. It's 40-50 yards over Ryan Manning. It's curled into the path of Sammy Silvera, and you're right, the first touch takes it out of his feet, and he doesn't have to break stride, does he? That first touch takes the ball to the corner of the 6-yard box, and then he bobbles it into the far corner. Wow, this is a huge afternoon for Middlesbrough.
Silvera's got a huge smile. The ball coming across his body, his touch took it straight towards goal, and the finish past Bazunu, but the celebrations, Ayling's pass, exquisite. And now Southampton have got a mountain of work to do here. Borough 2, Southampton 0, and now Southampton guilty of a foul on the corner of the penalty area. They've got 28 minutes to turn it around, and listen to the Riverside now.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere, and yeah, the fans are starting to believe that this might be their year. They're going to leapfrog Ipswich. Obviously their game was called off earlier today, away trip to Portsmouth, and it was really important. I think that Middlesbrough took advantage. That was one of the best assists you'll ever see. You know, the pass from Luke Ayling, absolutely pinpoint, but the first touch, it's just perfection, because it's not easy. The ball's sort of dropping over his shoulder, watches it onto his right foot, and he just knocks it out of his feet, but not too far, so as the goalkeeper can come out and claim it. He's rooted to his line, Bazunu, and yeah, he's easily beaten in the end. And this is a test for Southampton. You know, what are they going to do here? They've scored in every away game. Are they going to really throw the kitchen sink at Middlesbrough now?
Oh, that is a bad tackle from Manning right in front of the dugout. That is a poor challenge, and it's on Silvera. Now, the fourth official is stood there. We are going to see a yellow card, although that was a really poor challenge from Ryan Manning. He got that wrong, and he trudges away and just acknowledges, I think, the fact that he fully deserved the yellow card he received.
Yeah, it was a yellow all day long, but probably not enough for a red. It was right in front of the dugouts, which always inflames things. He just lunges in. It's a challenge from behind. He gets nowhere near the ball, but it's not dangerous. It's not endangering the player. It's never a red. in a million years. But I think that just sums up how Southampton are feeling right now. Are they going to feel sorry for themselves here, the Saints, or are they going to roll up their sleeves and try and find a way back into this game? Because Middlesbrough will give you chances. Middlesbrough are far from secure at the back. But do Southampton have the heart here?
Well, the big thing is Southampton will look to play on the break, haven't they? And they're going to have to commit bodies forward. And I think that's when Middlesbrough are at their best. When teams go after them, they can break. They have got pace in the team. We've seen that already today.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And that may suit Middlesbrough more than it suits Southampton. Back pass finds Bryn just about. He gets it to Ayling. And Ayling will play it forward again. Ball cut out on halfway, but won back by Whittaker. Ball now breaks, and here could be a break. Bergs, the pass from Hackney. Cut out by a last-ditch lunge there at the back. Won back again by Silveros. Picked Manning's pocket. Manning with a good challenge. Puts it out for a throw, but the pass there, I think it was Hackney's pass, was millimetres away from putting Bergs all clean through.
He was in, wasn't he? It was a great intervention, actually, from Wood. Last ditch. He was very exposed, but he came up trumps for his team there. He kept this game alive for Southampton.
Here goes Whittaker. Right side of the box, drives in, looks for the return pass. Bergsall can't find him, but Morris picks it up, driving towards the byline, pulls it back. Big chance, Whittaker! He scores again! Borough on fire at the Riverside. Pokes it past a helpless Bazunu. It's a double for Whittaker, but it's going to be second in the table for Middlesbrough. They lead Southampton by 3 points to 0.
Game, set and match to the Borough, and they have picked them off in style here. Under Kim Helberg, Middlesbrough press so much better than they did before, and it's Morris, the midfielder, that wins the ball on the edge of the box. He drives into the danger zone, cuts it back for Whittaker, and it's not an easy finish, and he reverses it, doesn't he, back to where the ball came from. It's a really clever finish from Morgan Whittaker. Yeah, everyone is expecting him to open up his foot and to go far corner here from Morris's cutback, but he doesn't. He reverses it, and the keeper's all at sea. It's a really smart, intelligent finish from an excellent player. And Middlesbrough, what a confidence-boosting win this will be for them. You know, Coventry and Ipswich, maybe it's not just all about you two teams.
Yeah, that is right. And Southampton shell-shocked on their travels, looking for an instant response as Az finds Downs, and how vital now. Just thought for a moment there the youngster Bragg was going to lunge in. He held his ground well. Here now the break on again, and forward come the Borough again, but Wood gets across to deny Bergsall, but referees pulled it back for a foul on halfway, and another questionable challenge.
Yeah, it's on Hackney, isn't it? I mean, Hackney was very lucky not to see red the other week, wasn't he? It's a really bad tackle that he made, but he's on the receiving end here. Hopefully he's all right. They don't want to lose Hayden Hackney, that's for sure. He kept hold of the ball, and it's more of a collision, isn't it, with Harwood Bellis.
Well, I think the referee is called the youngster who's just come on, and we mentioned he just pulled out of a tackle, Cameron Bragg, but I think he actually tried to trip him up, didn't he, on the way past?
Yeah, I think he might have caught his ankle or his back of his, sort of Achilles there, just trod on him a little bit, carried on Hackney, and then collided with Harwood Bellis, but the referee spotted it. That's what he's been booked for, there's no doubt about that. It was a definite obstruction as well from the Saints defender, but he's up on his feet, which is good news for Middlesbrough. And look, it's a statement, isn't it? It really is. Yeah, we've been saying all along, all the talk ahead of kickoff was Borough can't score. Well, they've just got 3 in 15 minutes?
Yeah, they have. And we also said, as Whittaker comes into the box from the right-hand side, pokes it back to Hackney. Hackney dropping a shoulder, fires a shot just wide. We also said they maybe needed a bit of luck, and we do think maybe that Whittaker first goal might have been offside and changes games.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a slice of fortune. It was close, but I think we both felt that he was just offside. But Southampton were punished for poor defending from that set piece, and their reaction to it has been pretty dreadful.
Yeah,
you've got to say.
Yeah.
The body language isn't good. Before that third goal, I was saying, well, have the Saints got the heart? Have they got the character to find their way back into this game? Well, maybe the answer is no. And Tonder Eckert has got problems. I mean, he has got options. I'm staggered, actually, that he hasn't reacted. He's got Ross Stewart on the bench. He's got Cameron Archer on the bench. He's got Robinson as well. All attacking options.
Yeah.
None of them have come on yet.
Not used any of them. Ball over the top will go to Saul Bryn. Let me update you with some goals. We mentioned that Brentford have gone 2-0 up at Everton. Nathan Collins with the goal. Well, they've gone 3-0 up now. Igor Thiago's got another goal. Blackpool equalised against Bradford. Ashley Fletcher with a goal, but Bradford have since scored to go 2-1 in front. Will Swan with a goal. Alfie Devine has doubled Preston's lead at Bristol City. Bristol City now Preston 2. Here now goes Hackney advancing forward. Finds Conway. Bursts into the box. Heavy touch. Tried to pull it back. And they'll watch it out, will they? No, Hackney will keep it in. Borough on the rampage at the moment here at the Riverside. What a second half performance this has been. You did feel they had goals in them, Middlesbrough, and this is a team full of confidence now as Whittaker tried to crash his way forward, and Southampton just happy to lump it downfield away from their own goal.
I mean, it's quite the fall from grace, isn't it, for Southampton? I saw there a lot of them under Russell Martin when they went up a couple of years ago, and they were a fabulous team. Great team to watch, played some brilliant football, and they deserve that promotion. Abysmal, of course, in the Premier League, and you look at them now, and this is a team that's in the bottom half of the Championship. They don't seem to be that together as a team either. I think they've got real problems. It feels like there's a long way back for Southampton, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
I do think that the ownership, there's a bit of a disconnect there with the fans and the owners, and it was a cheap option, wasn't it, mate? Going for the interim guy, Tonder Eckert, with very limited experience.
Tough run of games. They got Doncaster in the Cup next week. Then they've got back-to-back home games: Hull and Sheffield United, Portsmouth away, massive derby match, and then Stoke away, all in the month of January. For Borough, they got Fulham in the Cup next week. Then they're away at West Brom. That's live on Talksport 2. Away at Stoke, home to Preston, home to Norwich. So, look, they're all tough games in the Championship. We know that, but they look a bit different when you've got wins and when you haven't got wins. And we are going to get changes now. So maybe Southampton have reacted a little bit too late, but they are reacting. We're going to see a double change here, but it might be too late because Borough are coming forward again. Ball towards the far post. Conway holds it up, finds Hackney. Hackney closed down. It'll break for Target. Target's going to whip in across towards the far post. It's headed away by Manning. Straight to Silvera. Is he going to lash one goal bound? He'll have a touch. Waits, looking for things to happen. Finds Bergzorg behind him. Bergzorg now having to retreat away from the penalty area, but at 3-0, nobody here is panicking. As Malanda has it, he just stood there waiting for things to move. Southampton need to go press the ball. They're waiting, and well, he's just passed it straight through the press to Silvera. And you mentioned they don't seem together. That press was hardly a dynamic one, was it?
No, the body language is shocking for Southampton. There's a lot of arms being waved. No one's really working that hard. Out of possession. They look a bit broken here, Southampton. They're in danger of a tonking.
They are, and now my question is, having not scored prior to this in 4, and they've just scored 3 in a quick fire burst of 12 minutes. If I'm Middlesbrough now, you want to go put a statement down here and put 4 or 5 past this Southampton team.
It's already a statement if it's 3, but they can get 4, 5 or 6 here, because I'm not seeing anything from Southampton other than the team that's well beaten.
Yeah. Ooh, now another foul on the edge of the centre circle, and that may just allow the changes to be made down below us, and we are going to see Ryan Manning make way. Wellington will be coming on for him. So Manning, who saw yellow a few minutes ago, and also coming off Tom Fellows, and that missed opportunity in the first half is, well, it's looking worse by the minute, isn't it, at the moment? And Adam Armstrong coming off. He is going to be replaced. Elias Yeller is coming on as well. So triple change for the visitors.
Yeah, well, he had to do something. It's just too little, too late, isn't it, from Tonder Eckert? He's not happy. Yeah, he gives Adam Armstrong a high five. I mean, he can't believe he didn't score. I think that intervention from Malander, you talk about that chance for Fellows, and you're right, should score it. But Armstrong, he's almost wheeling off in celebration.
Yeah.
But Malander just appears from nowhere to make that unbelievable block. And that was a big turning point too.
Certainly was. 3-0 here if you've just joined us. And here come Borough again, looking for a fourth. Upended, a red shirt and waves of a free kick waved away by the referee. But Borough have won it back. They're winning everything at the moment. Oh, a bit of skill over on the far side. But Archer's first touch, not a great one. He loses possession. And Middlesbrough just look hungry. You mentioned that word together. They look a group that's together. Middlesbrough, we felt that building earlier on under Rob Edwards, and the signs are that's continuing down to Hellberg.
Yeah, and they haven't had major changes, have they? Obviously, there are a few new players dotted in, but by and large, a lot of the guys were here last year, and it's been sort of brick by brick building, and I think that's really important. And yeah, they look a team, and I think they like Hellberg. I think he's created a positive vibe around the club.
Well, here's Conway, slides it through for the hat-trick for Whittaker, and his shot goes just wide, but I think it took a deflection en route, and it's going to be a corner for Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I just think from Middlesbrough's players' point of view, they're enjoying playing for a coach that's attack-minded, that's encouraging them to be bold and to be enterprising and to go out and get on the front foot and go and hurt teams. Yeah. Hasn't always been the way here, has it?
No, it hasn't. Some big goals in the Premier League. Florian Wirtz has equalised. Fulham 1, Liverpool 1, Newcastle 1, Palace 0. Bruno Guimaraes with a goal that hopefully this time counts for Newcastle. Palace by a 1-0. Ball now over on the Borough left-hand side. They're working it towards the edge of the penalty area now, but there's no great rush. They don't have to chase anything. They can be patient and build as Target now looks to slide another ball through. Plenty of willing runners here and a big chance for a fourth. Bazunu parries it, Brown turns it in, and it's 4-0. Alan Brown right on hand to tuck in the rebound. Bazunu spills the shot and Borough have 4. This could be a riot here at the Riverside. Middlesbrough 4, Southampton 0.
Yeah, Hellberg's Borough are giving Southampton hell. This is a rout. We felt that goals were coming. We felt that Middlesbrough were doing a lot of things right without getting the rewards they deserved. Well, finally they are now. I mean, Bazunu, I don't think will be happy that he spilled the shot. But Alan Brown, who's been playing at right back, has popped up inside the 6-yard box to score, hasn't he? It's Hackney down the left. He's everywhere, isn't he? Hayden Hackney. He drives in. It's a save. He's got to do a little bit better, Bazunu, with a save. But Brown, Johnny on the spot, says thank you very much. Here we go. That's 4-zip.
It is. And I worry if you're a Southampton fan, and credit those that are still there. I can just see a few of them are considering going out, but I guess if you come off the bus is not leaving anytime soon. You may as well sit and watch it. But
yeah.
They're watching with their fingers covering their eyes at the moment, because this is torrid stuff from Southampton.
Well, yes. It's the kind of stuff that forces an apology and maybe travel paid for.
They might get a chance here, and almost turned into their own goal by Ayling and Middlesbrough, and it'll be out for a corner to Southampton. It was a cross on the right. Ayling did dangle a leg out. It took a touch and it went through the 6-yard box and behind for a corner kick. 13 minutes remaining, live on Talksport 2. Middlesbrough 4, Southampton 0.
Yeah, Ecker must be getting a little bit worried. You know, I know he's not been in the job that long, but this isn't what Southampton's board or supporters expect at all.
Corner for Saints. Is there a consolation? Whipped in, headed away from the front post by Middlesbrough. And here's a Zaz. Well, it shows how little of the ball Southampton have had in the last 25 minutes. We've not heard them booing him once because he's not been on it. Here now is Cienza. He'll play it across the face of the penalty area. But Borough had a chance to counter there. They were just a bit hesitant for the first time in this second half. Here now, the ball on the near side. Wellington gets it away. Azaz plays a nice ball over the top. Header straight at the keeper. Spilled it, and then it's cleared away. Even then, it's Borough who are first to react, and that was a very similar chance to the one at the other end when Brown was the first to react and put in a fourth for Middlesbrough.
Yeah, they bailed the keeper out there, didn't they, Middlesbrough? I think it was Harwood Bellis that got on the end of that cross. Good downward header. It's spilled by Bryn, but yeah, a red shirt, the first on the scene.
Here now is Cienza, goes for the curling shot, took a deflection, but the pace not enough to beat Saul Bryn, and he slides on his knees to collect the ball. 4-0 here. Moussa Baraji's got a second. Blackburn 2-2 now with Charlton. Plymouth 3-0 up. Lauren Tolage has got the third goal. They lead Burton by 3-0. And Stoke, Sam Gallagher's given Stoke the lead at Norwich. 1-0 there. Alfie will take you through the full times. Don't forget more EFL action tomorrow. Leicester West Brom live on Talksport 2. And then midweek, every Premier League match live and only live on the Talksport network, including that big game at the bottom of the table involving West Ham and Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, just looking at the shot count, it was 10 shots at half-time, none on target for Borough. In the second half alone, they've had 10 shots and 5 on target. Quite the difference. They've also, and you're right to pick up on the possession, they had 57% of it in the second period. In the first, it was pretty much a 50-50 split. So they've taken control of this game, Borough, and made very good use of that possession. Yeah, they're about to bring on Alex Gilbert, the midfielder. Another one, you mentioned players being brought in from the cold. Alex Gilbert, we saw him play for the first time at Hull just pre-Christmas. He came on, he started and scored a goal that night, and he now all of a sudden is in and around the team again. Southampton with Azaz, looking for room. Archer with a nice run, but there's Brown, being everywhere at the minute, gets it away to Matt Target, and Borough will clear their lines. Yeah, it's a great look. When you're winning 4-0, you're on home turf, the Olays are coming out from the fans. It's a great feeling, and you never feel more confident as a footballer than Borough's players will be feeling right now. Well, Silvera's chopped down, and Kwasi will get himself a yellow card. The third one for Southampton, and that one just purely out of frustration. He doesn't turn and look, Kwasi. He knows that's a definite yellow. Well, we were asking questions about Borough and their little blip, but their blip has promptly come to an end, and the man who's helped it come to an end, Delano Bergzorg, who's had a big part to play second half, is making his way off the field. Gets a nice warm round of applause, and Alex Gilbert will come on for the final few minutes. He's been a threat, hasn't he, all game long? Bergzorg, he glides around the pitch. Some of his shooting and crossing could have been better, but all of these Borough players have played well, particularly the attackers. I think you look at Morris and Hackney. How often those two central midfielders have driven into the final third. I mean, they are very attack-minded, aren't they, Middlesbrough? They are. Yeah, they will commit bodies forward. Yeah. They're trying to make things happen. We've not really seen Downs do that on the other side, and Yander, who's already been replaced. So Downs did have that one big chance first half, but... Completely agree. Yeah. They're just a more assertive team, Borough. Here's Conway, who's beaten the offside trap. I think he's down the left. He's going to have to wait for support to arrive. He's outrun all his teammates. Gets it back here. Borough keep possession. Looking to work it forward. Here's Hackney. Can he get on the end of a pass? Wood will beat him to it. No, is that handball? They're appealing for handball. Hackney frustrated that the referee waves it away. Yeah, we're a long way away from that, so it's difficult to tell. We see it on the monitor now. Lovely third man run from Hackney, who's got so much energy. Flicks it up. No, it's the shoulder. I don't think you can give handball for that. Here comes Southampton on a 4-4, but at 4-0, it's too little, too late, as Archer will feed the ball to Cienza. Nice little bit of skill, earns him a free kick 25 yards out. It could be a big day, for the teams in the North East, because Newcastle, they're 2-0 up over Crystal Palace. Malik Chow with a goal, and Sunderland have equalised at Spurs. 1-1, Brian Brobby with a goal. Wow, yeah, a good day for them. Yeah, I mean, Sunderland, what a season they're having. Absolutely, for that goalless draw with City was unbelievable. One of the best watches I've seen at all season. They were titanic in that game, Sunderland. Archer, by the way, I remember him being here at Borough. I think the last time I came here, he was leading the line for them on loan. Yeah, his career hasn't gone the way I think anticipated. Yeah. Well, there's a chance here from a free kick. Saul Bryn has had a couple of things to do second half, and he's not done either of them particularly well. They want to keep this effort out. Wellington is over it, as is Leo Cienza. Cienza will take it, and he just floats it harmlessly over the top. Sorba Thomas has got a second. Norwich 0, Stoke 2 in the Championship. He's having a good season, isn't he, Sorba Thomas? Definitely Stoke's brightest player going forward.
Yeah, I can't believe. I mean, I used to watch a lot of Huddersfield in my neck of the woods. Can't believe how it stalled for him there, and they just let him go. If you know what I mean, he went out on loan, didn't he? And then now he's found a new club. Bizarre, really, but these things happen, I guess, in football. I'll tell you what, they will be happy about in this part of the world, though, the performance of their new man, Adilson Malanga. He's been great at the back. Here's Conway wrestling, and he can't quite keep it in. He's furious with himself. It'd be good for Borough if he could get a goal here. That would really, I think, sum it all up for them nicely. But Ross Stewart, former Sunderland man, is about to come on. He replaces Kwasi, who's just gone into the book, so maybe a change of shape for Southampton. But it all feels a little bit too reactive, doesn't it?
Definitely. 6 minutes to go. Finally goes to a back four. Could have done it a while back, couldn't he? Eckert. So, yeah, it's been a horrible day. Horrible second half. I mean, the first half, they did create a number of opportunities, and actually in the start of the second half, they did have a couple of chances to score, didn't they? But in terms of their off-the-ball work, Southampton, they have been a shambles today, pretty much from beginning to end, haven't they?
Yeah,
it's been so easy.
Yeah.
For Middlesbrough have looked like prime-time Barca, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? When they have the ball,
they have.
They've carved them open at will.
They have. But can they create anything else? Here's Silvera on the end of another long ball, and this time he does beat his man to it, but he can't beat Downs to it. He'll chase it down right over on the far side. And now Southampton hit it long, hoping to find Ross Stewart, another one whose career has stalled, but more so to injuries. Whenever you get him on the field, he scores goals. They just can't keep him on the field long enough. Here now is Aidan Morris. I think he's an underrated. You were right to mention him before. I think he's an underrated player. I think he's very good.
Yeah, I do. Because he can defend, he'll dig in and he'll crunch into those 50-50s. But he drives forward almost as much as Hackney, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's old-fashioned in a way. He's saying to his midfielders, you can both go forward, just one at a time.
Yeah.
It's how it always used to be.
Yeah.
These days, everyone has a label. Oh, they're a defensive midfielder or they're an attacking midfielder. Well, you can be an all-round central midfielder, and Borough have got a pair of them.
They have, and here now is Gilbert, tries to feed it to Conway. Again, he's running himself into the ground here. Often gets unnoticed at 4-0, but he's still showing, he's still making the runs, and Whittaker's pass was a poor one, but the Borough faithful forgive him that. 2 goals that have been vital in the Borough win here today, and it is going to be a win. The only question remaining here on Talksport 2 with 4 minutes left is how many the Borough are going to win by, as Morris just got caught then on the shins, feeds Tommy Conway. Whittaker makes an entrance forward. Conway drives forward, goes past 1, goes past 2, gets upended. No, he doesn't. It's play on. Brown will bring it down, and Brown will get it away here to Morris. So Conway could do with getting up here. I think he fell a little bit awkwardly, didn't he, as he went to the ground?
Yeah, it'd be a shame if he had to come off injured. Maybe he hurt his wrist or his hand. I think he's holding his wrist. But yeah, he has worked his socks off. You're right to point it out. He won't get that much credit for this because he hasn't scored, but this is great football.
It is. Here's Whittaker. He'll slide it through. Conway with his chance in on goal. Good block there. Really good block. Harwood Bellis gets it away as Borough pressing for a 5th goal.
He's so unlucky. He's so unlucky here. Tommy Conway, it's Whittaker, the star man, slips him in, and he's denied by a last-ditch tackle, isn't it? It's a real good slide. Saints defender. Was it from Wood or Harwood Bellis?
Still 4-0 here, Middlesbrough lead, if you're listening. Goals for Whittaker, Silvera, Whittaker and Brown in a 22-minute second half period that has destroyed Southampton. Here's Gilbert in the centre circle. This, of course, the second of a championship double-header after leaders Coventry lost at Birmingham earlier on in a great game. 3-2, Birmingham won that one. Leo Cienza's looking for a crossfield ball. Target's there to head it away. And he now will just retain possession, showing his quality, Matt Target.
Yeah. They have looked a class apart second half. And it's all about the teamwork. It's all about being a unit, having that sort of togetherness and chemistry. They look a proper team. I've been very, very impressed with them here today. They brought their shooting boots.
Yes.
In the first half.
Yeah.
What could it have been?
Well, yeah, exactly. But they found them at half-time. Southampton's offering is too little, too late. Going to be a long way home for them tonight. Whittaker just outnumbered in his own half. Here's Azaz. I think can certainly go home with his head held high. He's done well on his return to the Riverside, but sadly one or two of his teammates can't say that. And here now is Bragg. Gets it away to Downs, and Southampton, you have to wonder where they go. Yes, they created those couple of chances, and they were really good chances as well. We have to say they've had 3 great chances in the match. 2 were missed, and 1 was cleared off the line miraculously by Malanda. You've got to take those chances in games in the Championship. The first goal, so often so crucial.
Yeah, look, they look at it and say, well, we had 15 shots, 10 from inside the box. You know, they've got into those areas, but I'm more looking at them as a collective. And when I look down at those yellow and blue shirts, I don't know whether I see a team that's together. I see a team of individuals who are very talented, but I think they've got a lot of work to do if they want to launch a late promotion bid this season. I just don't think they're up to it.
No, double change here. Whittaker, his reward for 2 goals. He gets an early sit down, albeit in the last minute of the match, and Hayden Hackney, who once again has been outstanding. And I do think that Middlesbrough's hopes may well rest on whether they can fend off any bids for their star midfielder.
Yeah, hopefully they can. There'll be interested parties for sure, but for him, I think you'd only move if you were sort of guaranteed to really be playing week in, week out in the Premier League, and I don't know who can offer him that for sure. Probably going to end up, going into a relegation battle as well. You can have a lot of fun between now and the end of this season here at the Riverside, Hackney.
4 added on minutes, the end of the game. You're live on Talksport 2. Former Arsenal man Adrian Clark, alongside myself, Mark Wilson. Alfie Reynolds back at base. He'll take you through all the full times for those that survived the weather this afternoon. A couple of controversial late calls in the EFL led to late postponements. Here Gilbert has it on halfway. Canberra sign off in style with a 5th as Morris, lovely little flick turn, takes him away from one man. Then he gives it away now. Here's Nipan just onto the pitch. He's driving towards goal. Feeds it to Morris. Morris just outrun. Falls to Silvera. Wide of goal. Floats it far post. Chance. Oh, great first touch. But it's poked wide. And that would have been a dream start for Mika Hamilton, who's only been on the pitch 60 seconds and he almost got a 5th.
Yeah, maybe he really should have got that 5th. It's a really poor clearance from Southampton, straight to Silvera. He dinks it to the far stick. Great chest control from Hamilton, and then instead of going with his left foot, he tries to stab it with his right, and he comes off a funny angle and goes well wide in the end. Should have swung at it with his weaker left there, Hamilton. On Hackney, can you imagine? I think they'd riot at the Riverside if they chose to sell him. I mean, second place.
Yeah.
In January, you sell your best player? Surely they can't.
I agree. For its worth, I think Steve Gibson would not sell him. But sometimes, if a big move did come in, it's on the player and not the club, isn't it?
Yeah, but the move will still be there. The move will still be there in the summer. Trust me, he's such a good player.
Yeah.
If Middlesbrough don't go up, there'll be top flight clubs in for him in the summer, and then he can move there.
Yeah. Lovely skill from Gilbert. Took him away from Ross Stewart. Made a mockery of the former Sunderland man. Here now come the Borough. 2 of the 4 minimum added on minutes have gone. 4 goals for Middlesbrough. They're going second in the table. Here's Morris assuming control after Hackney got an early sit down. Ball though given away by Ayling, and now the visitors will break, but there's not much conviction about it. Here's Leo Cienza out wide. Red shirts coming back, trying to close down the danger. Consolation effort. No, it curled past the defender, but it looped over the top of the crossbar and landed just over the crossbar on the roof of the net. Still 4-0.
He's got some talent, Leo Cienza. He hasn't had a good game today, but I've seen him in the flesh a few times, and he's dangerous. He's a quick dribbler, and when he cuts in on his right foot, he can stick it in the top corner. He's got that kind of ability, and he wasn't far away there. Look, they do look threatening on the break, don't they, Southampton? But they've got to be more than that.
Yeah, late goal at the Den. Millwall has put Millwall have got it. Caleb Taylor 2-1 against Swansea. Igor Thiago's got a hat-trick today at the Hill Dickinson. 4-1 Brentford lead Everton. Cardiff have beaten Wigan. Wickham have beaten FC Wimbledon by 2-0. Here it's 4-0. Ball played forward and it's cleared away by Malanda, and now the ball is with the Borough, who have got the job done impressively here. Final knockings at the Riverside. Conway still trying to find himself an opportunity, can't control it, and that might just about be it. Referee has a look at his watch and says that Middlesbrough are going back into the top 2 in the Championship with no game for Ipswich. Leaders Coventry were beaten. It felt like an opportunity for Kim Hellberg's side, and despite putting plenty of pressure on Southampton in the first half, they never really threatened to score. Southampton wasted 2 great chances for Downs and Fellows before the second half action really kicked in. Morgan Whittaker side-footed in, whether he was onside or not. He scored to make it 1-0. Sammy Silvera, wonderful goal after Ayling's ball over the top. Silvera, beautiful touch, side-footed in for 2-0. Whittaker poked in a third just after the hour to make it 3-0. And Alan Brown, quickest to react after Hackney's shot had been saved, made it 4-0. Now there's a few incidents occurring here. There's a lot of boos going around. I think that's for Finn Azaz as he makes his way. But maybe the biggest point in this game was in the second half when Armstrong, his effort blocked by Malanda. That was when the scores were level. Borough took full advantage, and Borough, with 4 goals, have ended that 4-game streak without a goal, and they've done it emphatically. They are back in the chat for the automatic promotion. They're back in the top 2. It ends here at the Riverside. Borough 4, Southampton 0.
Adrian Clark, how impressive and how important a second half is that for Middlesbrough?
Yeah, this could set them up for an incredible second half to this season. They've put themselves in pole position to potentially get top 2, and I don't think many Borough fans would have expected this at the start of the campaign, but they looked a proper team today, and they, not for the first time of late, they've had over 20 shots in a game. You know, their expected goals tally is incredibly high. They look dynamite going forward, but what they lacked at half-time and what they've struggled with in recent weeks is the finish. Well, in that blistering spell, what was it, a 22-minute spell, 4 times they found that finish, and if they're to go up, they've just got to replicate that, you know, and find that cutting edge on a more regular basis. If they do, they can push Coventry and Ipswich all the way.
Well, I was just going to say, it reminds everyone of their credentials, doesn't it? Because Coventry, despite their dip in form, still have a big lead at the top of the table. Ipswich are the side that many people think are coming into form and could go on a great run. This just underlines Middlesbrough's credentials once again.
Yeah, it does, yeah. And the manager, I think, has made a really positive impact here. It seems like a happy camp. They're very much together as a unit. And I tell you what, they might have found themselves a centre-back as well, which has been a problem. But Malanda was terrific today from beginning to end. And if they can get Dale Fry fit, they might just have themselves a decent partnership at the heart of their defence. And we know that they've got good players in the forward positions. The midfield pair of Morris and Hackney is up there with the very best in the division as well. Whittaker, we saw his quality today. Their credentials are strong. Trust me, they're a goal scorer short of being almost favourites to be top 2.
And what about Southampton, Clarkey? Because they had such a good start under Tonda Eckert. Really struggling now. I mean, awful, a long away day for those fans travelling back down south. How damaging a result is this? Damaging for Tonda Eckert, that is for sure. Yeah, look, you can forgive the odd no-show. You know, they've lost some narrow games. Couple of, you know, the goals have dried up for Armstrong, haven't they? I mean, they've got talented players, and they looked threatening at times here today, particularly on the counter-attack, and they probably should have scored a couple themselves. But I look at them without the ball, and I see a team that isn't a team, and that is a big problem for Eckert and for Southampton moving forward. So they're going to have to
find some spirit and pull together as a collective if they're to stand any chance of salvaging their season. If they don't, they're just going to amble towards a mid-table finish.
Yeah, huge result for Middlesbrough. Really deflating one for Southampton. Clarkie, I'll let you go. Safe travels home. Appreciate your time as always.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed it.
Top man Adrian Clark alongside Talksport's Mark Wilson.